Skechers teamed up with podiatrists to design a shoe that provides total foot and arch support for all-day comfort. They used 20 years of data and over 120,000 unweighted foot scans to create a podiatrist-certified insole that distributes support across the arch no matter what foot type you have. See all the styles of arch-fit footwear for men and women at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things. You got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going, and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at phoenixraceway.com.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, boy, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and surprisingly, a lot of NFL stuff. I mean, we're pretty well just done with the Super Bowl and all that, and it's all now looking forward to the next season. But we have a surprisingly large mound of NFL to talk about. So got that for you here in just a little bit. But first, I want to check in with you, Randy, and talk about Day 77 of the Major League Baseball lockout. The owners and players are supposed to meet later this week to try to figure this out. What are they trying to figure out exactly?
A lot of, like I've said before, it's still the song remains the same. To quote the great rock and roll band Led Zeppelin, they are still hammering out the prime economic issues. The players want more money. The owners don't want to give so much more. They now have the owners have tried to get a federal mediator involved. The players have rejected that. So we're at a stalemate right now. There have been some moves on some of the smaller issues, but like for example, the owners want less minor league programs, minor league teams. The players union says, yet we want as many programs as possible to.
What do you mean by programs?
Minor league affiliates.
Teams.
We were just talking about Chattanooga, Tennessee, the Chattanooga Lookouts. That franchise, I believe, is a AAA franchise now, and but they want to get rid of some of these outlying franchises. Each organization, like the Diamondbacks, would have a AAA franchise, AA, A+, A, and Instructional League. 5 franchises. That's it. And the players' union is simply not hearing anything of it.
Why is that? Yeah. I feel like that would be good for the minor league players because there'd be more people getting paid.
No, it's taking work away from minor league players, throwing a lot of guys out on the street.
I'm confused by this. If you have more minor league teams,
if they shut down some minor league, if they shut down minor league teams like the owners want.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said I thought you were saying they wanted more. You're saying they want to cut them back.
They want to cut them down. Yeah, they want to cut back.
What? Mm-hmm. Because they don't make money?
Not sure the root cause there, but maybe Keon's got that.
I've got a little bit just because when I was still in Chattanooga, one of the fears was that Chattanooga was going to be one of the teams cut. That they've been discussing this since before the lockout. And the Major League Baseball wants certain facility levels for a lot of these cities. They want certain room and board for these players. They want certain expensive buses and things. And a lot of these minor league programs are just saying, we can't afford all that. If you allow us to give players a certain minimum, we can do that. But if you want these players to be, luxury minor league players, sorry, we just don't have the cash. And a lot of these stadiums have been around for 20, 25 plus years, and they're in good condition. But Major League Baseball wants these minor league parks to be even in better condition, brand new stadiums. And again, a lot of these small cities are like, we can't do that. We don't have the funding for that. But Major League Baseball is like, okay, we'll cut the programs. And
so that makes no sense. The Major League Baseball is trying to impose major league standards to the facilities that the minor league players play. I'm all for minor league players getting a good living wage so that they're not hurting them to have to go out there and chase their dream. And I understand you don't want to give them the best of the best because it is the minor leagues, but for the Major League Baseball to say, and you better build a Taj Mahal facility for this or else, it just seems silly.
Well, some of these facilities are not like what we see out at, for example, on the west side out in Peoria. The one of the older places that these guys go to is the old Peoria Sports Complex, where the Padres and the Mariners. Well, that's way over 25 years old now, and some of the complexes around the country are even more aged and in a lot of disrepair, and they don't want these guys out there playing in these quote unquote dangerous conditions. So the players want the facilities upgraded, and Major League Baseball says, well, we're not going to do that. We'll just cut some of these programs. And see what I mean? It's just back and forth. The players will well, no, then the players will be in trouble, and they won't be able to. We won't have farm programs for this, that, and the other, and these guys won't be getting paid. You see. So it's sort of this kind of mamby-pamby back and forth stuff, and nothing's really getting done.
So I'm on the outside of this, but as I look inside of this, it still goes back to the owners. You have coffers that are just billions and billions of dollars. So what you're trying to do cost-cutting moves, and then also trying to impose other entities to put up a bunch of money. It just seems like you're shooting yourself in the foot on that.
Yeah, I mean it's you keep hitting your head on the wall, and meanwhile the players, they want more money and more benefits to come to players that have been in the league a shorter amount of time, free agency and arbitration and that sort of thing, and the owners just they're not. Nobody's budging. The players are like, we're standing right here on these issues, and we're not moving. You're going to have to come to us. And the owners are like, well, we're not budging. So that's why I keep saying, people like Joe Buck says, oh, I expect spring training to start in 2 weeks. Well, his hair plugs are obviously invading his brain because there's nothing being done. There's no way that spring training is going to start in 2 weeks. It's February 16th, and we can't even get these guys together on a regular basis. They're meeting again Saturday. We'll see what happens from there. That's all I can tell you.
Joe Buck, admittedly, he's like the guy who had 32 COVID vax shots. We with the hair plugs, he's had more than his turn at the chair, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Way
right.
more than
Yeah.
you're supposed to humanly have.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, this is still going on. And the thing that just strikes me, Randy, is the owners could lift the lockout anytime.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime they
Yes, they
wanted.
could. But
And
the
it doesn't
CBA
mean
the CBA is not agreed upon. So therefore, if the owners are not locking out the guys because they're not signing the CBA, the players will say, "Oh, well, we're going to get a new CBA. You're going to do it this way," and the owners will say no, and the owners or the players will go, "Well, then we're going to strike." Either way, there's not going to be any baseball.
Well, at this moment, this is the second longest lockout in baseball history. The one in '94 that was only saved by steroids later was 232 days. So I guess, are we hopeful? Or are we not hopeful for this conversation that they will have later this week? Is there any sign of life?
I haven't. And I've been reading, every article I can get my hands on because I'm a fan. I've been trying to watch the MLB Network a lot to get as much information I can. There just has not been any real concessions on either side. I forget about what Rob Manfred said in his press conference, saying the owners have made concessions here, there. They have not made any real concessions to try to resolve this situation with the players union. And on the other side of it, the players have not made any concessions on their part either. It's like both sides are in a standoff, and they just simply they're just not going to play baseball unless their demands are met.
So back in '94, it was the same scenario.
Oh yeah,
and they haven't learned a damn thing yet.
No,
it's just a shame. And
and people keep saying, "Oh well, it won't take long to ramp up spring training." Okay, just keep in mind, this week, players and catchers were scheduled to report, and I've been maintaining all along what I can see and what I'm reading, and I'm not in the meetings, but from what I can hear and what I see and what I read, there won't be any spring training this year. And we may not have at least the first couple of weeks of regular season baseball. Unless something big starts happening and soon, you can kiss it goodbye for right now.
It's kind of like the big COVID fight where they kept delaying, trying to sort some things out. And then they had to have an abbreviated preseason. And then they just launched into a shortened year as well.
Yeah.
And we hated that. We all hated that. So, all right, well, keep us up to date, Randy. It doesn't sound promising, but this doesn't feel like we're getting any closer.
Randy, if I'm not mistaken, weren't the games actually scheduled to start? The spring game supposed to start February 25th?
Yes, but traditionally, Keon, pitchers and catchers and injured players report early, and pitchers and catchers start working out, start getting the tossing in. Long toss and really start working on pitching. And then the players come next week. And then they have like about a week of just getting prepared and stretched out and all the systems checked and everything. And then, yes, games start around the 25th. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So we're going to kiss this goodbye. I just, the timeline just doesn't make any sense unless Saturday just goes so well, they just hammer this thing out, which not looking great.
Look, Saturday, I mean, the owners might come in and say, okay, all right, we're going to give you $160 million in the arbitration pool. Okay. And I would bet that would start moving this along to a quick, resolution. But you got one party saying $10 million. Excuse me. You got another party saying, nope, we want $175 million. So,
I have a question. Is that
Jeffrey
total?
O'Brien?
Is that total? Or
It's
is that
in an
per
arbitration pool. It's in an arbitration pool,
Right.
and I can't. People much smarter than me would have to explain that to you. I cannot explain it.
Well, what I'm asking is this amount of money. Is this the total amount of money that needs to be in the pool, or is it per team? I mean, because if it's like 150 million, the owners are out the damn mind. That is not even a big deal for the amount of money they bring in. So if that's it, if you are telling me this is over 150 million that would just be put into a pool to help take care of certain things, the owners, they need to come hat in hand and apologize this week.
Yeah, this is really going to probably strike it's going to tickle your fancy because Rob Manfred wanted America to believe in his press conference that owning a Major League Baseball franchise was worse off than owning stock in the stock market. And that's not a direct quote, but that is a paraphrased quote of what he said.
Did he
He's trying to
immediately
make
turn away from the camera so you wouldn't see him laughing?
Yeah, he's trying to make everybody believe that this is not a winning situation for players, for owners of these baseball franchises. And nobody buys it. Nobody gets it.
Sound like the kid at school is like, my dad has to work for 85 hours in 2 different jobs, and we still live in a crappy house. Yeah, well, my dad lost his job, and so now we're having to go move in with my grandma, and I don't know where my mom is. Another kid, my dad owns a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The other 2 kids are like, we are so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, the
Shut
commissioner,
up, Manfred,
who is the mouthpiece for the owners, wants you to believe it is a losing proposition to own a baseball franchise. Nobody believes it.
Egad. 888-368-1580. Prison Wallet says, is there a zero expectation that professional athletes show up to play? Also, pineapple. Is that me or is that on me?
Does that mean?
No. I mean, there was a little graininess on Jeffrey, but it wasn't.
Prison Wallet is very sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen to that little prison radio. I wouldn't think you'd be that sensitive. You know, I figured that it's just pretty clear for you, but all right. Thanks for the heads up. Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Hellish day at work. Randy, can I have a Jameson Black Barrel, please?
There you are, my friend.
Screaming Eagle says, Randy, at least there's NASCAR.
There is NASCAR, and we're going racing this weekend. As a matter of fact, today, qualifying pole day is today. Tomorrow night, it is the Gatorade Twin 125s to see how the rest of the field will set up. So there's racing. There's racing. I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Woohoo! Rick Kev says, will the Daily Blender be a short show tomorrow? No, Kyler Murray will not be a guest. No, he says the NASCAR Cup duels at Daytona start at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Oh, no. We only do the main races. We don't air the qualifying and the other thing. The only time we'll air stuff that's outside of the big race is for when it's here at the Phoenix Raceway. Then we'll air them because that's fun because you can sit there and listen on the radio and watch the race in person. That's different. But the rest of the time, you get the main race, Big Kev. You get the main race. Radio Ron says, I don't know what that guy's talking about. No pineapple on the stream. Thunder Snow says pineapple on Randy. President Wallet says, I am extremely sensitive. I need quality. Well, here's an idea, Prison Wallet. Why don't you put a little fresh batteries in that prison radio of yours? I think you'll do better. And I think you know how to trade for them.
Oh my God.
We'll give you about 5 minutes to come back. Mr. Pringle says, last night, the Boston Celtics accomplished something that has never been done in the history of the NBA. Can any of you Blender boys name it? There was no racist screaming stuff at the players? Because it's Boston. It's Boston.
I saw that they were up on the Sixers by like 51 at one point, but I didn't.
Was it the biggest margin of victory?
Mm-hmm. I guess that's our guess, Mr. Pringle.
Because they thumped the Sixers last night.
Yeah, they beat them 135-87.
By our guess, it means Keon's guess. So if it's right, it's our guess.
Yeah.
If it's wrong, it was Keon's guess.
Keon's guess, yeah.
Big George says, hey, gentlemen, happy Wednesday. I'm out at Sloan Park in Mesa to watch pitchers and catchers reporting and practicing. All I see are some pigeons fighting left field over a leaf. Am I missing something?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You're missing baseball, Big George.
Probably need to tune in a little earlier, my friend.
If you find some birds, though, you might catch a Blue Jay versus an Oriole, and
there you go.
Have a little fun that way.
Not out here.
Not
I don't know my Western birds. I'm sorry.
Fish Tank says, I wish I could say at least we have hockey, but I'm not sure watching the Coyotes qualifies is actually watching hockey. Please bring back the Major League Baseball. Yeah, but the problem is that's not up to us. Prison Wallet says, my prison wallet is worn out. It's no longer worth batteries.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Well, you do what you can. You do what you can,
Wow.
Prison Wallet. We'll still be here for you. Let me tell you something. I am critical of the Olympics because much of what they do, I don't believe to be actual sports. But we have determined that bike racing, like the Tour de France and that sort of thing, we've determined that's a sport because, it's a race. There's a definitive winner. It's very athletic. Everything you need for bicycling to be a sport is all there. And I think that the Tour de France would get way better if they would just do what I posted on my Twitter all the time. Now you got to go to my Twitter to see what I'm talking about. At Radio Pal 1580, a guy in California named Tony, he's in the middle of a big 80-mile mountain bike race on Saturday, and he got attacked by a bull.
What?
It's amazing. He comes up on this bull, instead of turning or going and maybe stopping and going the other direction, he tries to kind of slow down and go by it. The bull's like, no, you don't. And that was the end of Tony.
Wow.
He not only knocked him off his bike, the bull spun around and hit him again and lifted him up in the air a bit.
Oh, boy.
He's okay. That's why it's funny. And then there's a second video where another guy's, I guess they're riding, trying to get around each other. And the one guy goes up on the side of this hill, and there's a bull there. Same thing. Just takes him out. It was two other bikers probably had run-ins with the same bull, but Tony actually did get the worst of it. He was just kind of sore the next day. But if you want to see bull versus a biker, you got to go to my Twitter at Radio Pal 1580. And this is for every time you've been driving down the road. One of those guys in their fruity little outfits is sitting there acting like a car, getting everybody's way. And you're like, I could just hit him with the mirror and nobody would say a thing. Nobody behind me would definitely say a thing. Nobody. But then he might still be able to get your license. So that's probably not worth it. But if for every one of us who's felt that way, at Radio Pal 1580, scroll down a little bit and you'll see the video. It's amazing. And by the way, if you want to check us all out on the Twitters, of course, the station is at 1580 The Fanatic. And then there's Radio Randy 777. That's Randy. And then there's Cloudy Day.
Sports Cloud, right. 689238496.
There's no numbers. It's
a lot of numbers in it, but I don't think
there's zero numbers. It's just at Sports Cloud.
A lot of zeros. So it's Cloudy Sports Clouds 0052
at Floaty Cumulus Clouds 1486
at AOL.com
at Sports Cloud. That's it. That's all.
What?
That's it. They'll never find me now, of course.
So what he's saying is
7 different names. But
you want to see Keon on Twitter? It's at That's It.
At Sports Cloud.
At Sports Cloud 1492.
There's no 1492. There's no 1492.
At That's It. I was listening, Keon. I was listening.
You only heard the last part of it. A little selective hearing. I understand.
We're kind of late for a break. Can you just get on with it?
At Sports Cloud. I was already on with it. I said it.
Sports Cloud 1753.
No, it's at Sports Cloud. I was already on with it.
You already have
his
to
Twitter
have,
address.
You got to have numbers after the Sports Cloud. It's got to be like 1587 or something.
Well, just because we do doesn't mean he has to.
I didn't have to distinguish myself from anybody else because I was the first
because it's NASCAR. It's at Sports Cloud 23XLI or whatever the hell
he's
it
not
is.
a NASCAR guy. He's just Keon. So it's at Sports Cloud. I already told you this. That's what his whole address is. Sure. At Sports Cloud. I already told you this.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. Let's just roll with that.
I don't know what your problem is. I'm starting to see your flash anchor come through.
There's no flash anchor. Yeah. Just I'm just saying. We'll just roll with that.
We better take a break.
It's okay.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk with station owner Radio Ron. This guy, he has had an amazing bet go his way, and he's going to teach us how he does it and talk a little bit more about the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
A few days off for the Arizona Coyotes. They are not going to play again until Saturday when they will be at home against the Los Angeles Kings. It continues to be a struggle for the Coyotes. They are 12-32-4. That puts them in 8th place in the Central Division. NBA basketball, the Phoenix Suns do play tonight as they have a marquee nationally televised game against the LA Clippers. Suns are 46-10. That includes a 24-5 record at home, while the Clippers a game within 500 at 29-30. Phoenix a 13-point favorite tonight. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Have you started your New Year resolution to lose weight you put on last year? This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. If you're like me, it's hard to start your New Year's resolution to lose those unwanted pounds while we're having football playoff parties every weekend. I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. I get it. There's too much going on to lose the weight you've been saying you're going to lose. But visit one of their 3 Valley locations to find out how fast the visit is and how affordable it is. They take walk-ins, and if you mention The Fanatic or Money Radio, your first week is free at Valley Medical Weight Loss.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
The dictionary describes madness as
Frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right.
we define it like this.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. Sajak the through for the win.
The madness is coming.
Good!
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The home for March Madness.
Today, the Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, tonight at 7:45 p.m., you got GCU with California Baptist. And, of course, the answer to Mr. Pringle's question about what was a special thing that happened last night with the Boston Celtics, we were wrong. It says, after shellacking the 76ers by 48 points, the Celtics became the first NBA team to win 3 consecutive road games by 30-plus points. Boy,
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I would have thought that had happened already. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like that would be that hard.
No, I was going to guess that.
I mean, unless you're like a Washington Wizards fan. 888-368-1580. Screaming Eagle says the Suns are like a 13-point favorite of the Clippers, are they? Huh, wow. Well, no, because that was yesterday's action update. Somebody this morning forgot to fix that, but that has been taken care of because tonight the Suns, is that tonight? Yeah, they got the Rockets. They're hosting the Rockets. So last night, though, the Suns got their 6th straight victory, beating the Clippers 103-96. I don't know if there's any records associated with that, except for to say it was a nice win. Listen, the odds were pretty heavy that the Suns would beat the Clippers. So much so, I did put a bet on the Clippers, $1, just because the odds were crazy, and it didn't go my way because I should have done the spread. That's where I failed. I got to learn that a little bit more. And of course, Josh Applebaum is going to be with us on Fridays to help us, learn how to be better sports bettors now that it's legal here in Arizona. So, all right, Keon, coming up, got the Rockets. They're kind of a crap team right now.
how many more wins do you think we can comfortably expect to get? Because we could go on these like 10-win streaks, 11-win streaks. Now we're at 6 right here. I could see a 7th tonight. Who's the road bump in the way? In fact, in the West, who's the road bump? I don't see one other than the Warriors.
Yeah, I don't really see one either, but I just think the West is competitive enough that you are going to have an off night. It's going to be maybe even a team you don't expect. I don't know that it's going to be the Rockets, but maybe some other team on the second leg of a back-to-back where, they're a good enough team that they can compete with the Suns, but obviously you're a little bit more tired coming off of back-to-back games. But I just don't see the Rockets being that team. But some other back-to-back team on their schedule might end up being that.
Marcus Morris had a pretty decent game against the Suns, but I'm glad they failed because, as you know, Marcus Morris or his twin brother, I'm not sure which one, hit on my wife at a Costco gas station back when they played for the Suns, and I will never forget that.
Listen, Jeffrey, you were talking who could trip up the Suns. Well, we've got the Jazz coming up here on the 27th. The Jazz have been playing pretty good ball, and we haven't really faced them since I think it was early this season.
How many games away is that?
February 27th. I don't know exactly. What is today?
16,
so it's 11 days.
Yeah,
a few games.
The Jazz have been playing really well. They're really hot, but they're struggling on the road. And so if they're playing here,
they'll be playing here.
Then this is actually kind of a weakness for them unless they start to fix that road stuff. And I think they've got a pretty pivotal road game tonight, actually. If they can turn that around, then that's going to be a really tough out.
Yeah, Heavy Metal Maniacs makes a good point. Says second best team in the NBA has 60% more losses than the Phoenix Suns. So it's going to end up being that trap game, isn't it? It's going, some team you don't expect will just have a great night and the Suns will finally have had a down night, or it's going to be one of the other more competitive teams, but it seems like it's going to be a bet. So now I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Rockets versus the Suns. And last night, I put $1 down on the Clippers. I would have got a nice payback for that, but then I wasn't hurting when I lost it. So now, should I put $1 down on the Rockets, to beat the Suns? Or should I go for the spread? What do you guys think is a good plan here? Or should I just leave this the hell alone?
Boy, I don't know. I think by all accounts, the Phoenix Suns should walk in tonight and simply get the wrenches out and dismantle the Houston Rockets. But I don't know. It's second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah, man, the spread seems tempting.
What's the spread at right now?
It's 16.5 in favor of the Suns.
That was roughly what it was for the Clippers.
And that's a really big line. And that's the reason why yesterday I was tempted to take the Clippers with the spread, because 13 is such a big line in the NBA. But the Rockets are legitimately that bad. I think that they might actually struggle to cover a 16.5 point spread.
So last night, 103-96, Clippers, they beat the spread, right? That means if you had bet the Clippers last night on the plus 16, you'd won, right? I mean, I'm seriously asking.
Yeah, no, you would have won the bet. They would have covered the 13 points. All they have to do is end up in that range, and
right.
They lost by 6.
Well, let's talk to station owner Radio Ron. And now he has been doing something, and I have accidentally ended up becoming his lucky charm, because he's now realized when he texts me his parlay bets, he seems to win when he does that. And he won a doozy here last night. Hey, Ron, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing just great, guys. And, look at, first of all, I'm not here to brag about this. I'm really here.
You should.
I'm here to educate. And yes, you are my lucky charm, Jeffrey, and didn't know you were going to reveal my bet on the air yesterday. And that's part of the reason why I'm in. But just to go back to what you guys said, I did win a parlay last night. And part of that parlay was having the Suns on the money line. So just to win. And I actually did another one tonight with Houston on the money line, along with a number of metrics. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was a 10-legger. I think you mentioned the 5 o'clock hour yesterday. But really, the purpose of this is just to, you guys have heard a lot about DraftKings and FanDuel on this station. Randy Your loyalties are to FanDuel, and Jeffrey, yours are to DraftKings.
Mine are correct.
And look at these
But mine are better.
These advertisers support this radio station, and they support you guys, and they support us, and we're very grateful to be part of that picture. It's one of the reasons why we're embracing sports betting, but also there's a safe and a fun way to do it, and I think you've mentioned that you don't have to bet big. You can bet $1, you can bet $0.25, you can bet 10 cents. And the way you look at who would bet 10 cents to win 10 cents. So the way you have fun with it is you put combinations together. And it seems the people that I meet, are a little bit intimidated by doing parlay bets. And I've learned as well over the last few months of how to do that. And yeah, last night was great. And so I just thought that, maybe we'd spend some time educating some of the super fans out there that, aren't as familiar with those kind of things where they can bet very little with the potential of, really enjoying the game. I have to say, last night I was watching the entire game. I would have watched it anyway because it was a close game, but as an example, with 5 minutes to go in the game, I still needed Chris Paul, Cameron Johnson, and Mikal Bridges to get a 3-point shot. They had not made one the entire game. And I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to focus on the win. Well, lo and behold, what was it? Cam Johnson hit his first. And then about a minute later, Paul hit his. Yet I still had Mikal Bridges. I had 9 out of 10 legs of this parlay had hit. I'll mention the other ones briefly. I had DeAndre Ayton getting 7 rebounds, Crowder 4 rebounds, McGee 4 rebounds, Booker 2 3-point shots, Booker getting 25 points or more, Chris Paul getting 10 assists or more. So it came down to the last minute of the game, and I knew we were hopefully going to win because I had the money line. But lo and behold, Paul threw that ball to the corner to Mikal Bridges, and he popped it in. And next thing you know, I hit a nice bet, and that was what was fun about it. And I just, there's other ways that you can approach this stuff and have a good time with it, have a safe time with it. And I just thought that, maybe we bring that to the listeners a little bit more like Josh Applebaum does.
Well, at first, here's a question. Was I not supposed to mention your bet?
No,
I totally did.
If I mentioned something on the Fanatic line, no, I was fine with it. And look, again, I get a lot of our listeners that say, "How can we help this radio station?" We compete with some really big radio groups, and we're the independent on the block, and that means that we can, make quick decisions and we can do things that the others won't do. But what we need back from our fans is just to support us. And the way to support us is to support our advertisers. It doesn't have to be just FanDuel or DraftKings. It could be Harmon Solar. It could be Valley Medical Weight Loss, any of those that you hear. And, it doesn't mean that you have to call up and do business with them. It just means you got to give them props. You got to, tweet their names out and thank them. Maybe, pop in or give them a call and say, hey, I just want you to know that I'm a listener of the Fanatic, and I really appreciate your support of that radio station.
So I'm looking at your bet receipt here, and now there was a strategy the way you did, because I'm intimidated by big old parlays, and your strategy on this was about making, really the averages, right? Making sure whatever you were betting that they would do was below their averages.
Yeah. So on DraftKings, which I was on last night, FanDuel has it as well. Typically people know like what the over under is. So what the over under is on Chris Paul scoring points or Devin Booker scoring points. But if you drill down to the same game parlay, where you click on the button that says same game parlay, it'll give you some other opportunities. And so you can actually get Chris Paul with less points. Tonight, as an example, I did a parlay bet on the Houston game, and I have Devin Booker getting 20 or more points. Well, there's a pretty good chance if he plays most of the game, he's going to get 20 more points. The payoff is less, but when you add it up with a bunch of other bets, then it starts to add up. So what my formula has been when I do these individual player props, is what they call them, is I'll go back and look at the last 3 or 4 games and see what Ayton had in terms of rebounds, or see if Cam Johnson was hitting 3-point shots the last few games, or Mikal Bridges getting more points or something like that. And I'll try to be as conservative as I can to give me a chance to win, because look it's fun to make these bets, but it's even more fun when you win, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I gotta admit, doing a variety of things, whether it's in a parlay or, like when I, this last weekend, I bet the Super Bowl with a bunch of ideas. I also bet the Phoenix Open with a bunch of ideas. Totally tanked in the Super Bowl, but I hit in the Waste Management Phoenix Open, and I was able to come back and break even. And that was kind of exciting. But when you're just doing a dollar bet here and a dollar bet there, it's not the end of the world. And it makes the games even more interesting. And so today, I think after listening to you and Keon and talking about this, I'm going to go ahead and bet the spread. That's the first time I've ever bet a spread. Now, what advice do you have for me on betting the spread?
Well, I think, last night, if you would have bet, I'm kind of a Suns loyalist, so I don't want to necessarily root for the opposing team, but in the case of the Clippers, clearly, if you would have bet the spread, you would have won. And Houston, this is the last game, I think. Keon, is it before the All-Star break? Is that right?
I believe that's the case.
I think this is our last game, so these guys are going to get a break. I think you're going to see most everybody try to light up, particularly those that aren't going to the All-Star game. And so I placed another 10-leg parlay using a free bet that I qualified for. And it was only 6-1 odds after 10 bets. But again, I went through and I did things like mentioned Devin Booker, 20 points, Bridges, 13 points or more, Paul, 10 assists or more, Cam Johnson, 1 3-pointer, Booker, 2 3-pointers, Crowder, 1 3-pointer. These are pretty easy things to get. Now, if I miss one of them, I lose the bet. But so what? It keeps me engaged, and it's a lot more fun. You can get a $10 free bet, wins you $60, or a $1 bet wins you $6.
Yeah, it's always sweet to get the Suns a win, but even sweeter when you've got a little something in there and they've done you proud. I mean, we got Scratch and Giggles saying, "I love watching the Suns and Warriors play," and he's let's see. Fed Fan says, "I just ordered me a pair of orange Skechers, so go Suns." So it gets even more exciting if you get the DraftKings Sportsbook and you use promo code BET1580, and have a little fun with this. Fed Fan says, "Radio Ron, this is the last game. The Suns are off for 8 days."
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So, and just for equal time's sake, Randy, you can certainly chime in with your promo code.
Well,
I think we're good. We're out of time.
It's America's #1 sports book.
We're late for break.
The official sports book of everything that matters. And use Randy 1580. That's the code right there to sign up. If you want the very best in the sports book, it's FanDuel. Randy 1580.
But if you want the best in royalty and awesomeness, a sports book fit for a king, because I'm not going to talk down to you like Randy does. I'm going to have you on the same level as royalty and say, use DraftKings promo code Bet1580.
Forget about that. Just say go to FanDuel, the #1. There is nothing above
or
number
if
one.
you have amnesia, you should go to DraftKings because forget about FanDuel. Bet1580. Bet1580.
Okay, guys.
DraftKings Bet1580.
Where's the whistle?
Ron? You see what you started?
Where's the whistle? Okay, I got to blow the whistle. All right. So look you should have both of them, because some of these apps do not let you bet for and against the same team. And so if you do want to hedge your bets, and I lost all my Super Bowl bets, but on, I think it was DraftKings, I was heavy up on the Rams. FanDuel, I was heavy up on the Bengals. I didn't win anything, mostly because of Jamar Chase didn't get a touchdown, but nonetheless. And you guys talked about the Boston game last night. I had Joel Embiid, scoring certain points. He didn't get them. So I don't win all the time, but boy, when you do get a win, it sure does feel good. And everybody stay safe and bet safe and enjoy yourselves. And that's the message. And thank you all for supporting our advertisers. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Ron. And that's right. Bet responsibly, not your, don't the bread money. Don't bet the mortgage money. Don't bet your kids' school money. Just if you have a couple bucks hanging around, if you make a small bet, it's just for fun. This is only think of this for entertainment purposes, because if you try to make this a job, you're going to go poor and it's dumb. Have fun with these things. That's all this is about. Have fun. All right, guys, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's jump in. And I got a bunch of NFL coming, but we're going to talk a little bit, and I mean very little bit, about the what's going on in the Olympics. And no, that's pretty much it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games, sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. The next chapter in the rivalry between the U.S. and Canada in women's hockey will be written tonight. They vie for the gold at 11 p.m. Eastern. Team USA prevailed against Canada on a shootout goal by Jocelyn Lamoureux and a big save by goaltender Matty Rooney to win gold 4 years ago. But there will be no shootout this year. It's just 3-on-3 sudden death overtime in the event of a tie at the end of regulation. Michaela Schifrin tries to salvage her winter games tonight in the women's combined. It starts with the downhill at 9:30 Eastern. The slalom runs at 1 a.m. Schifrin, one of the great alpine skiers of all time, but she hasn't finished better than ninth in her first 4 events in Beijing. Schifrin is the defending world champion in the combined. With this Winter Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
End zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. Right now, you can do the complete job and get a great deal when you buy a set of Duralast brake pads and rotors. It's also AutoZone's national hiring event. We're hiring all positions, from sales to warehouse and drivers, both part-time and full-time. Visit careers.autozone.com or any one of our stores.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at phoenixraceway.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Thursday at 1 p.m., no pitchers and catchers reporting. Where do we stand with Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball PA meeting and negotiations? Suns face the Rockets before the All-Star Game weekend. I'll update you and we'll look back at the NBA season so far. College Football Alliance issues, I'll get you the latest. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event. Thursday, 1 p.m. on 1580 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Download our podcast at 1580thefanatic.com. Don't be that guy. Arizona's new exclusive home for live NFL games and Super Bowl 55. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I'm not trying to rub anything in, Randy, but just as we were sitting there doing that segment with Old Radio Ron, I got like a notification on my DraftKings for a odds boost. It was an odds boost on the Phoenix Suns to plus 100. Hell yeah, I took that. I put 5 on it because I am.
Put a 5er on it?
Yeah, I don't usually do that, but I can't pass up that odds boost on a game. Let's the Phoenix Suns definitely should win. Yeah, they're on a back-to-back, but feel pretty good about it. So instead of betting on the spread for the Rockets, I'm betting the money line $5 to pay out $10 for the Phoenix Suns. That feels so much better, to be honest. I hate betting against the team, even though it's just, strategy and dollars and cents. But 888-368-1580 coming up on Sunday, Randy. It's the NASCAR Daytona 500, my friend.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now,
yes,
while we're going to talk about it in depth on Friday when we do the race setup with Randy White here on the Daily Blender. Right now, I think as our staff meteorologist, it would be a good idea if we knew what's the weather going to be like on Sunday. Are we going to expect any delays or cancellations?
From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White reporting beautiful sunny skies, a little bit cooler, breezy temperatures over the last 24-hour period. But this weekend for the big race in Daytona, let's go to Daytona Beach right now to we actually have a sensor there that can tell me what's going on. Currently, it's 68, mostly cloudy. It's going to go for a high of 73 Daytona Beach today. But on Sunday, we're calling for 72 and sunshine.
There you go.
72 and sunshine. There was some rain in the forecast. That's been gone. So that's it from the Harmon Solar Studios, 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White, back to you, Jeff. Go.
Oh, we might have a problem. Ralph from Harmon Solar just says, I bet the listeners promo prize money. Is that bad?
Could be.
Well, we just sent out a bunch of emails to the listeners and
could be.
Yeah. Well, that's it ain't us they're going to be mad at. So yeah, that's probably all right. Big George, thanks for the update on that. Big Kev says 23XI and Bubba Wallace has an awesome clothing line featuring their McDonald's sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that mean I got to wear McDonald's logo on those clothes?
Oh, wait, Jeffrey, I wanted to tell you this. I wanted to tell you this.
Okay.
Now, I know you did not watch any of the practice yesterday, but I know that you picked Cole Custer,
yes,
as one of your guys.
Yes.
In the second practice session, Cole Custer was fastest at 192.5 miles an hour. He was the fastest, and I think he was the fastest overall on the day.
I got $1 bet on him to win me 51. So him being fast in this practice means absolutely nothing or absolutely something.
It means that we don't know what setup they had in the car. Were they going to go to try to win the pole, which they could? I mean, Hendrick Motorsports have won the pole the last, 6 out of 7 years in a row. But they could be going out there to try to win the pole. He might have had that the pole set up in there. He could have also been in a draft. There was a lot of draft practice going on. But it means that he has a very powerful Ford Mustang that he's going to be racing on Sunday. And I just thought it would encourage you.
Thank you. Appreciate the hope. But I have, other guys out there doing it for my DraftKings bet. I got Michael McDowell, $1 to pay $61. I got Denny Hamlin. I got Bubba Wallace. And I got Kevin Harvick. $1 bet on each one of those at varying degrees of payback between $10 and $20. So feeling pretty good that, if I bet $5 and as long as I make 5+ back, then I'm happy. So that's kind of, I don't know, there's not really hedging my bet. It's sort of a shotgun blast of a bet. It's not a parlay. It's just sort of, or is that a parlay? I don't know. It's not a parlay. No, it's not a parlay. 888-368-1580. Still learning. Fubar 1000 says, hiya, Blender dudes, and go ASU. Hey, you guys pretty, you guys are on some sort of delay or something?
No, just
howdy. I was waiting for
I thought there was
it's
more.
Fubar 1000.
That's all he had to say. He said hi.
We always wait for where does the other shoe drop? Where comes the funniness that comes in?
That was it. He just wanted to say hi. It's not always a thing. You don't always make it a thing. Big Kev also says, look up that McDonald's sponsorship clothing line there. Check it out. I want Keon to go to the Phoenix race sporting a Bubba Wallace McDonald bomber jacket. You know how friggin' hot it is to be wearing that bomber jacket?
It's really hot, but I do like the bomber jackets that the drivers wear, like the fan jackets. Those are pretty cool looking. It's just I moved to Phoenix and I haven't needed a jacket I've ever owned since.
Yeah, well, he says I could probably get a Bubba Wallace McDonald's hat. Again, Bubba Wallace, yes. McDonald's not.
Well, the sponsor kind of comes with the driver, though.
It's kind of part of the territory. Yeah.
Well, I don't get paid for it, so I ain't wearing it. But he says, Randy, you should get that I break for drive-thrus shirt. What are you trying to say? Seriously, through that whole text, there are many things that were said there, and you've stereotyped each and every one of us.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Big Kev.
Big Kev. What the hell's going on here?
I think we should cancel Big Kev. Just for stereotyping. Thunder Snow says cold custard is great when it's 110 degrees out.
No, Cole Custer.
Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. Good day, Blender Nation. Guys, I was eating lunch, watching a little bit of the Olympics and the women's biathlon where they shoot the rifles and shuffle across the snow and up the mountain, around the mountain, come back, shoot some more. The girl was in first place. All she had to do was hit 5 targets and sprint to the finish. She missed 4 in a row, and they caught up to her took her and missed the medal stand. The agony, that girl's face was agonizing.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's part of competition.
Yeah.
And that one, I think we did determine is a sport because it's cross country skiing and it's very hard. So was she American? Because if she wasn't American, I don't care. She can.
I think it was the Norwegian gal, wasn't it? Wasn't she from Norway?
Don't they have enough medals? So no.
Well,
by the way, the men have been eliminated. I don't know if you know this or not.
Hockey.
The hockey guys,
damn it,
got beat by Slovakia.
Yeah.
And that's sort of, is that embarrassing? Kind of embarrassing.
Country with a population of the state of Texas or something. Yeah. Well, the problem is the NHL dragged their feet and dragged their feet and dragged their feet and waited until the last possible minute before saying, no, we're not going to let our players go play in the Olympics. Now, what does that mean for the United States? That means the United States did not have a national team ready to go, and they had to conjure up a bunch of these young guys from around these different college teams and put them in place and get them out there. And I think, you know what? They were 3-0, but they went to the quarterfinals and lost in a shootout fashion. Good for them. I'm proud of them, but dag nabbit. It just kind of gets me angry. When the NHL, we could have fielded a team of real superstars.
No, I don't even want that. Can I be honest with you? I don't even want that. I don't mind if it's not NHL superstars. What I like to see is a team that had more time to prepare. And this team was pretty good. Had they had a little more time to prepare, I don't think they're going to go down 3-2. I'm sorry, to the Slovakians.
And also to gel. I mean, just to be a team, have that little bit of, I know what you're thinking when we're both on a breakaway. And we've got one defender in front of us. I know exactly where the other guy's going to be. You don't have some of that stuff when you don't get the time.
It's like when Keon and I play basketball. We always play pickup basketball together. Keon and I know I can almost finish Keon's sentence, and same for him. He can almost finish one. So with a look, you just know with a look what you're going to do next, or where to throw the ball. I don't even have to look at Keon. I know where he's going to be. That's how tight we are in pickup basketball.
Mm-hmm. Moist One says the U.S. coach left his best player on the bench in a shootout too. Yeah, not good. I don't know what his reasoning would have been for that because I don't stay up until 3 a.m. to watch these things. So I hear about it later. But tonight, if you want to watch with your own eyeballs at 9 p.m., women's hockey is in the gold medal game, taking on the Canada. So who's favored to win this one? Does anybody know? Is it Canada or is it ladies of the United States?
I don't know who the favorite is, but I can tell you that there is some bad blood between the Canadians and the United States of America women's hockey.
Why is there bad blood?
A lot of heavy competition here. A lot of heavy.
Did somebody show up wearing the same outfit?
I don't know if that's the case, but listen. This should be a big game tonight. Big game.
I'm only going to watch if you promise me somebody on the ice is going to go, girl. And then I hear that, I'll be like, no, it's on. It's on. There's bad blood.
I can't tell you that. These are women. These are female hockey players. I don't think they go, girl. Oh, no, you didn't. No. They don't do that. No, they drop the gloves and start beating on each other. That's the way this goes down.
I don't know. And it's just the U.S. and Canada, they're the two best hockey teams in the world. That the rivalry is, we want to be the best.
Well, it's more fun when it's the Russians. But, I guess there wasn't enough dope to get them into this game.
Unfortunately, hockey has a lot of skill to it as well. You cannot just by taking steroids advance to the hockey final.
This is never going to happen, but Russia probably wishes it would. But somebody polled 1,000 people and asked them if the Olympics should just allow performance-enhancing drugs like steroids, and almost 1 in 10 people said yes. 10% of Americans are saying, hell yeah. Of course, it's a hugely bad idea. 12% were on the fence. 80% said, no, definitely not. Men were twice as likely as women to be in favor of it, and the younger you are, the more likely you are to think it's a good idea. 18% of people under 30, almost 1 in 5 say, oh yeah, dope away. Just dope away. So only 3% of people over 50 agree. So the younger people are like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes. Snort a line of whatever you need to snort a line of.
Do whatever. I don't care about you later on in life when your body is falling apart.
Yeah,
I don't care that your heart exploded in your chest because you took too much. And it's just blew up when you're in the middle of a strenuous situation. I don't care about your wife and your kids. I don't care that you made millions of dollars on lies and falsehoods because none of the numbers are real. I don't give a damn.
No, you sound like Major League Baseball once this lockout is over. That's exactly what's going to have to happen to get baseball back into good graces. All right, guys, that is 1 hour down. We got 2 to go. I got a nice pile of random NFL stuff, but it's not the Super Bowl. Yeah, we got to start looking forward to next year already, guys, and a bunch of other stuff too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I don't care.
I don't care either.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss. We all know what New Year's resolutions are, right? Now, New Year's resolutions don't have to start on January 1st. We got a long year, but let's not wait any longer. If one of your resolutions was to trim up, lose a couple unwanted pounds, feel a little better in your own skin, I've got the company for you. It's called Valley Medical Weight Loss. They've been in business in the Valley for over 10 years. 3 walk-in locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. No appointments necessary. Simply come in when you're ready to start your weight loss journey. I've got a way for you to get your first week absolutely free. It's normally $31.95 per week, but if you mention Money Radio, you can get started losing those extra 15, 20, maybe more pounds. Don't wait any longer. You can call 602-441-3305 or go to their website, valleymedicalweightloss.com. No upfront fees, and your first week's on us. Give it a try, valleymedicalweightloss.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty-Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Learn how thousands of smart homeowners are investing about $1 to avoid expensive home repair bills. John, a former non-customer, said, "My air conditioner broke and I had to spend $1,900 to fix it." Jeff, a customer, wrote, "My air conditioner broke and I got a new one at no out-of-pocket cost." Mary, a former non-customer, wrote, "My heating system stopped running. I had to spend $3,000 to get a new one." Lisa, a customer, wrote, "My heater stopped working. I got it fixed at no out-of-pocket cost." For about $1 a day, you can have all the major appliances and systems in your home guaranteed fixed or replaced with HSC's home warranty coverage. Call now, and the first month is free. If the lines are busy, please call back.
800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. That's 800-657-5714.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. I am going to talk a couple of little Super Bowl things, through the course of the show.
Really?
Just very small things. Just like tidbit things that are new news. It's not old news.
I'm really sorry, Jeffrey, that the NFL is over with for another year. You're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to cope.
I am coping with it. I'm going to cope with it
I
my
don't
own
think
way,
you are.
Randy.
I
You
don't
don't
think you
tell
are.
me how to feel. I don't tell you how to feel.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I know.
Do you know
I
how
know.
many chores I got to do now?
I know, buddy.
He's like, it's 6 months of blessed peace in my house on a Sunday. We wake up in the morning. I make the bacon. And then she comes down the stairs and she makes the eggs. And I'll make the pancakes. And we have a beautiful breakfast.
Real bacon. Okay.
Oh, real ass bacon.
Yeah.
And then
I thought you meant something else by I make the bacon. I thought that was some sort of a
no. What euphemism is there for making the bacon other than making money?
Come on, man. Come on. Making the bacon. Come on, man.
I don't think I've ever heard that as a sexy entendre.
If this truck is shaking, that's because I'm making the bacon. You never heard that? Come on.
Never heard
Come
that.
on, man. Come on.
Never heard that.
Come on, man.
I can't say I've heard that one either, actually. But
now I'm going to use
bacon?
it.
Oh, please. Fourth dimension, help me out here.
I get so much damn bacon.
Anyway,
I don't need a term for it. Okay.
I thought Sunday you think, well, you make the bacon and then you come down and then she makes the, I got it. I'm with you now. I'm with you 100%.
Are you? By the way, I still stand by this. When I think somebody's coming to the house that morning, I'll make bacon because that's the best, better than in some candle you light to make the place smell nicer.
Oh yeah.
Not like my place smells horrible, but you know how it is. You like it to smell nice. I opt for bacon, and people always walk and go, somebody's having breakfast. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that's a way better smell than anything else. Anyways, back to what were they talking about?
We're talking about 6 months of sweet, precious, fun times.
Non-shoring days.
Yeah, watching the games together as a family, making bacon, eggs, enjoying the time on the couch, screaming at the 17 TVs I've got stacked all over my giant wall.
That's not what I have. Here's what happens.
Watching every damn game from morning until night.
We finish breakfast and I go over and I plop my ass on that couch.
Yeah.
And it doesn't move again until after Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth are done making me sleepy. That's it. That's my Sunday. And no, I don't have 18 TVs. What I've got is a giant TV to watch the football, a slightly lesser giant TV with all the direct TV screens on it.
See, I thought you had like 8 or 9 TVs.
No, that's the old John Madden setup. I don't have that. I got, we tried a third TV once. And we were like,
it's too much.
It's too much. It's too bright. It's too much. And I was just like, even if you weren't looking at it, you're like, okay, now we have reached the limit of TVs.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, yes, I miss that. 6 months of just whatever it is without football, And
now it's gone.
Not even going to have a World Series. Not even going to have the baseball to watch because I like to sit there on a Saturday afternoon and have a nice beer with my lunch and maybe watch a little bit of the Diamondbacks or some other real teams playing. And I like to enjoy watching a little baseball. I won't have that now. Thanks a lot, Major League Baseball.
Well, I just want to tell you that I'm sorry. I'm with you. I'm by your side the whole time. I understand. It's okay. It's going to be okay. But you've got to let go. You've got to let this last season go. It's time to move on.
I don't think I'm even talking about the actual Super Bowl at all. There's slight references to it, but we're done with that game. We're done with that game.
All right.
Okay. And now it's looking forward to the draft.
Yeah.
Well, at least you bastards get to. I don't have a first round pick.
The combine is coming up in March, I believe.
It is.
Anyways, we'll talk about those things here in a moment. But yesterday, we're going to talk about the hell's going to happen with Al Michaels after his NBC contract expires. First, before we get into this, let me ask the question. Is Al Michaels the sleepy part of that broadcast? Or is it that Chris Collinsworth jumps up and talks so much, you don't hear a whole lot of him, and he's kind of just sort of like, okay, whatever, Chris. Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
I don't know. I think it's something about the combination of the two of them. The way, like you broadcast long enough together with somebody, you just sort of allow certain things to happen. I don't even know if that's the right way to say it. Like Troy Aikman and Joe Buck bring out the worst in each other because there isn't one person pushing back on. That's kind of dumb that you said that. Because they've just been doing it so long, and I think that Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth are way better. But I think they got to that point in their broadcast partnership where it was just the two of them back and forth. There was a rhythm there that at least that I thought that was what made me sleepy.
Look, if I'm Al Michaels, my contract is up at the end of the Super Bowl. There, I'm getting my damn slippers and my bottle of brandy from the broadcast booth, and my smoking jacket and my humidor, and I'm going to put that in the old
not
Lexus,
happening.
and I'm going to head to the house, and I'm going to read the damn paper in the morning and play golf whenever I want to,
Sure.
and take it easy because I'm Al Michaels.
But that's not what Al Michaels is going to do. He had a conversation that was caught on video between him and Eminem. And of course, Eminem was like just starstruck by Al Michaels, and he was like,
"Of course, I could see why."
He's like, "I heard you're going to retire," and he says, "No," he says, "I'll be somewhere." Like he's not going. I'm not retiring. And then I started to worry about Al Michaels' cognitive functions when he said to Eminem that he was best in the show. Okay, I enjoyed the halftime show. It wasn't the worst halftime show I ever saw. Eminem was the worst singer in the show. Who was the best in that show? I think it was Snoop Dogg and Dre when they were together. Dre, yeah, he was all right. But that right there with the Snoop Dogg and the Dre together, I think that was the best part of the show. What do you guys think?
Well, I think the best part of the halftime show was my Oliva master blend that I had on the back patio as the sun was setting. That's the best part of the show I saw.
I am heavily biased, but I really enjoyed Kendrick Lamar's part of the show. I don't know. There's something about him playing all right at the Super Bowl. That song is a really special song to me. So I really like that performance. And also Mary J. Blige was killing it. So I thought those were the two of my favorites in that.
When she flopped over backwards, I thought the people downstairs were like, "Oh Jesus, please!" It's just a prop. It's just a prop, Mary. Please don't do that. Well, whatever the case, Al Michaels the says he ain't going to retire. So now we got to think about where is he going to go. And now, if you take Al Michaels and mix him with another broadcaster, maybe it's good. Because if you have, let's say, alcohol and Quaaludes, you get what we had for Sunday night football. It's a downer. But if you get some alcohol and maybe snort some cocaine, does that balance it? Is this a bad analogy? Maybe we should try something else.
Tremendously bad analogy.
What would be a good caffeine and rocket manooch? But something that is just like, okay, on one end it's exciting, the other end it's boring as hell. How do we compare? Sorry.
I think we broke Randy.
Yeah, I broke yesterday. I broke Keon. Today I broke Randy. All right, so let's just go with the exciting, not exciting. Let's just say that. All right, so Amazon Prime is one of the ones they were talking about, and if they do that, they're also talking about putting Al Michaels with Troy Aikman.
Oh dear God!
I feel like that's. I don't know where Al is, but Troy Aikman's pretty boring.
Dude, I already said if I'm Al Michaels, I'm going to pack my stuff up out of the old NBC broadcast
doing that,
and I'm going to just meander off to the house and enjoy the rest of my life, man, and do some cameo appearances here and there, and the rest of it, I'm just, dude, I am enjoying life.
I think
Al Michaels is not retiring, so let it go.
Oh my God!
I think you got to put Troy Aikman with, part of it is Kevin Harlan's just great with everybody, and Kevin Harlan's great with Kurt Warner. So I'm not going to say Kevin Harlan necessarily, but a Kevin Harlan energy type person. The what he brings to the game in
There's
terms
nobody
of,
like Kevin Harlan.
That's a one of one. But I'm saying somebody with a high level of energy. You can't put Troy Aikman with Al Michaels because I just don't think the energy is there.
With Al Michaels, there's a first down, and then all of a sudden, what happened on that was he handed the ball off.
I look, it'll be better than Troy and Joe, because anything would be better than Troy and Joe.
Yes. I mean, that would be it. That would be it.
All right. So how about if they took Al Michaels and plopped him into Monday Night Football with somebody? I mean, right now, ESPN likes Steve Levy, Louis Riddick, and Brian Greasy. They're actually okay with it. The rest of us hate it. But ESPN's like, man, that's working for us.
I mean, if you were to just punt Steve Levy out of there and just drop Al Michaels, that would be my favorite broadcast immediately.
Keeping Brian Greasy, really?
Well, look, it would be even better if you could get rid of Greasy. I'm saying if we're just making one change, and that one change is Al Michaels, well, then you got to give the other play-by-play guy a boot. That already makes it better. Now, if you want to make my dreams come true, punt Brian Greasy out of there too.
Hefty Lefty says Jeffrey votes for Spiro. Oh, hell no. I hate when he calls the Colts games. I hate that. Sorry, back to this. All right. So then the other option, and the only option that is left, is Fox Sports. And I don't know who they could match him up with over there. But, what can't put him in there with Joe Buck. That would, a lot of people would. Suicide would be just rampant. And of course, you can't put him with Tony Romo because that's Jim Nance's job. If he went to Fox, who could he work with? Who's over there that's worth a damn he could work with?
Could be in the studio. Just
Al Michaels in the studio. That's a mistake
studio,
because Al Michaels is a play-by-play guy. Al Michaels is not a studio talking head. He's not an analyst. He's a guy who has a good handle on the game. And when he's watching stuff, but he's not the guy who's going to mark you off the X's and O's. He's not the, dumb bald guy on Fox in the morning. Cherry Bradshaw. He's not that guy. He's not entertaining like that. I had a COVID moment and I forgot his name.
It's like a 4-time Super Bowl champion, football Hall of Fame, dumb bald guy.
He is a dumb bald guy. Come on. And then he's not, I don't think they can create the powder they use to create Al Michaels' hair up into a flat top. So he's not the Howie Long. I guess you could take out a tooth and he could be kind of like
Michael Strahan.
Right.
If you're going to put him on the game, he's going to demand to be like the A team, the number one team. And Fox already has a number one team. So Fox is out of the picture. And if NBC is not going to re-up him, he's got to go to Prime. And if he goes to Prime, then you got Troy Aikman, the walking concussion. It's going to come in. He handed the football off to him.
Well, he could be like the Gus Johnson kind of role, where Gus is Fox, but he does select games. He doesn't do every game of the season.
But Gus Johnson has got energy. Al Michaels is nearly dead. He is almost.
That's not even right.
Almost
No, I don't.
No, he's not that bad.
There's a 47-yard touchdown.
I think what it was, he got tired of Collinsworth, and he was just like, Collinsworth. The minute something happens, is going to talk for 4 minutes, and I'm just going to be 1st and 10. That's the next day. He just felt probably like
Patrick Mahomes just threw one behind his back for 79 yards. There's a touchdown.
Al Michaels is like your throwback play-by-play guy. I mean, he's a legend. He's been doing it a long time.
You guys don't remember when Keith Jackson was calling football, do you? You guys don't remember Keith Jackson?
I don't.
Vaguely.
There's a good old country-born, beef-fetted boy from Nebraska. Keith Jackson, that guy. So he retires one day. They say goodbye to him, and then he comes back. Dear God, no! Why would you do that? And then he didn't last the season. He went out there for the second time. He went through the season. That was it. You never heard from him again. Then he died.
Okay, listen. Al Michaels is not even close to that decrepit. He may have sounded a little slow on Sunday Night Football, but I say give the man a chance. Lost Toby says, give Al some meth. He'll be fine. Well, maybe that's not really going to.
If we want, Al Michaels is 77 years old. If we want him to make it much further than this, meth is not the way to go.
Yeah.
Al, go buy yourself a really nice riding lawnmower. Cut your grass. Play golf. Chase your wife.
Stop telling a guy to retire if he doesn't want to retire.
77? Are you kidding me? If I'm 77 and I've got the kind of money
he's not
and history of Al Michaels, I am going to the house.
Al Michaels is not 77. There's no way.
Al Michaels is 77.
Holy crap, he's 77.
Yeah, that's what I tried to tell you.
He might want to think about retiring. 888-368-1580.
Take your bag of money and just go on to the house, man.
But he loves doing what he's doing. So
and
he still seems pretty young for 77.
Oh, come on.
And he's sharp. It's not like, oh man, who was it doing the NBA forever? That retired recently, and we saw
Albert.
It was Marv Albert. Marv Albert. The last couple of seasons of Marv Albert, he was like a play or two behind sometimes, and you could hear it. You could just go, and you got Reggie Miller elbowing him, going, and we're not talking about that anymore. We don't have that going on with Al Michaels, so I think I'm not willing to just push my Al Michaels out the door because he's still with it. It's
I swear to God, I heard one time Reggie Miller lean over and go, "We're in Denver." Yes. Hefty Lefty says, whoa, Nelly, put Al with Rondé Barber. Oh, he might not be serious. Lost Toby says, how about Adderall? Give him some Adderall. We don't want to give him anything. Say Yes to Nancy Reagan. Say yes to life. Big George says Al Michaels is the best play-by-play guy on television right now. Randy, I'm shocked you're giving him a hard time about being old.
Exactly, Big George, because he's 77 and he just wrapped up an illustrious career at NBC. It's time to walk off on the win.
Doesn't
walk
have to.
off on the win, man.
Let him do what he wants.
And just do some spotlight. You turn into the 4-letter network, and who's on every NFL weekend? It's Chris Berman. Dear God, it's like they resurrected him,
Oh, no, that
threw
guy.
some makeup on him, and they're trying to bring Chris Berman back.
And
from
Chris
25
Berman's only
years
52.
ago.
That's what's
And,
scary.
Oh, my God. It's horrible. I mean, these guys have got to learn. Peyton Manning knew when to walk off, okay? He walked off on top. Al Michaels, please, for the love of God, walk off on top. Walk off when the memories are still good.
Keon, actually, I shocked Keon with that. He's Chris Berman's 66. That was a joke. He's not really 52.
I was about to say, I actually Googled it when you said it. I was like,
Holy
hey,
crap.
that cannot be true.
But anyways, Big George says NBC would be stupid not to renew a contract with Al Michaels. They've already guaranteed a spot, though, for Mike Tirico. I think you should go to ESPN, do Monday Night Football again. Easy solution. There you have it. I agree. I think going to ESPN and making Monday Night Football is better than getting the same sort of vibe with Troy Aikman on Amazon. But here's the deal. And I appreciate what you're saying, Randy, but if the guy doesn't want to retire, he's doing what he loves. He's still at a high level to do it. Let him do it. And when he does get to the, we got to take the microphone away from him time, then take the microphone away from him. But right now, his decision between Amazon Prime, ESPN, maybe Fox Sports is going to be where the money is. I mean, and that's the fair thing to do. And that's what he should do. You know, Al Michaels, he loves to gamble. So he may have some debts, Randy, you're not even thinking about.
Let him join the guys in the desert out there at VSiN. Let him go to VSiN and call some Raider games.
Holy crap. How old is Musburger now? He's
1,008.
Old. Yeah. So if he can keep doing what he's doing, leave Al Michaels alone, Randy.
Well, I just don't want to see him decay into, a national joke. I mean,
that'll never
Al
happen.
Michaels, the guy who said, "Do you believe in miracles?"
It'll never happen.
In the U.S., I just don't want to see that.
He doesn't sound like he's at that point. Also, Brett Musburger is 82.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it.
He does
They roll
sound
him
82.
around in one of those office chairs. That's all they do. From his office to
genetics are
behind him.
different for some people. And Al Michaels at 77, I was shocked he's 77. He's doing great. He's doing great. And I'm telling you right now, you put him with the right person, you'll get that spring in his step back again. And you'll start to hear Al Michaels like he used to be. And if not, it's time for him to go, fine. But I'm not going to begrudge him getting his damn payday. Hefty Lefty says, you know who else is almost 77? Pat Sajak. That guy is made of more plastic now than Dolly Parton. Yeah, I've said Pat is not. He's not aged well. Boomer Sooner says it's also the classic Brent Musburger. As soon as the camera flashes on that college football stadium field, he goes, "You're looking live at Pasadena's Rose Bowl."
Yeah.
By the way, COVID. I'm fogging up real bad right now. Yeah. Why do you keep pointing at your wrist, Keon? Why do you keep pointing at your wrist?
Because we got a break.
Oh, that's right. That's the cue for time.
That it's always been since I've been working here. I don't know.
What time is it, baby? What time is it? What are you showing me?
Trying to show you the time here. You can't see it, though.
The time when there were your grandchild's face was. Now there was a reflection of me. And then, nope, can't see the time on your thing there. Nope.
Right.
I know it's 4:20 because I see my clock right here.
It's 4:20.
Yeah.
I have to go. I have to go.
To the bathroom?
No.
I was going to say, I could just keep you here.
4:20.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Sure. He's
It's
going
time for my medicine.
Pro Dog says Al Michaels is still sharp. He can keep his mic, but please take the mic away from Joe Biden, somebody.
He is sharp. I'm not saying he's not, but
Randy just doesn't want to see him go long enough to the point where he's not.
Exactly.
I like him enough to say, let him figure that out on his own. Boomer Sooner says, I think Jeffrey's got the COVID melt. I think I do a little bit. Let's take a break. What were you going to say, Randy? Can I imagine what?
I mean, can you imagine? He's calling a Cowboys game and Tony Romo back for the pass. It's not Tony Romo, bro. It's Dak Prescott.
He has yet to do
I don't wanna
anything
see
like that.
happen. That's all. I just don't want to see that happen.
I think he's the kind of guy who will know it before we do. And then that's when he will step
Boy,
up.
I hope so.
I got to give the
root
man
for Al
credit.
Michaels.
Look, I understand the fear because, again, it happened to Marv Albert where you're just like, he's off tonight. We're not even talking about the same game of basketball. He just had a couple of those nights. But I don't know. Al Michaels is so good, and he still sounds like he's got it. I think you got to give him the chance.
Navy Brad says, have Al Michaels join the morning show and then let Bruce Jacobs finally retire.
Now that's an idea.
All right, we must take break. We will come back, and we got other NFL things to talk about too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games, sponsored by Angie. Angie takes your home projects from start to finished. Get started at Angie.com. For the 6th time in 7 Winter Games, it's down to Team USA and Canada for gold in women's hockey. Puck drops at 11 Eastern. The U.S., the defending champion from Pyeongchang, but Canada is on a tear in Beijing. 6-0 in the tournament, including a win over the Americans. And Canada has outscored its opponents by a combined 54-8. The most scrutinized star of the games, Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva, is back on the ice early tomorrow morning. The 15-year-old tries to wrap up gold in the free skate. Valieva allowed to compete even after failing a drug test from Christmas Day. If Valieva wins, the medal ceremony would be delayed until after a full investigation is complete. With this Winter Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. We can help you save on the right oil for your vehicle. Right now, get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Castrol Edge Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $35.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com. College basketball is on the Fanatic. Are you ready for the madness? GCU is charging through the WAC on a collision course for the big dance. Catch their games live on the home of GCU basketball. We catch up with the best the NCAA has to offer. When it comes to college basketball, we are your home for all the action. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. The Fanatic. I swear to God, I did tell the guy. I think it sounds fine. 1580 The Fanatic. All right, I give it. Tonight, you got GCU playing California Baptist at 7:45 p.m. Then GCU is back on Saturday at 5:45 p.m. to take on rival New Mexico State. The morning of Saturday, we got Texas Tech at Texas here on 1580 The Fanatic. Of course, the Daytona 500 is on Sunday. And Randy, I was showing you there just a few moments ago the photographs that Big Kev sent over that he thinks that we might like. Here is the T-shirt that he had in mind for you that says "I brake for drive-throughs."
Yeah, Yeah.
I don't think.
No.
Okay. How about you, Keon? Here's a picture of the Bubba Wallace McDonald's bomber jacket. It comes with all the ads on it, just like the race car drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the jacket.
I feel like you have to pay us to wear these with all the logos on it.
That should be how it goes, but that's not what happens. You end up paying for the jacket and all of that, and
there's the hat.
That includes all of the sponsorships. So you're paying.
I don't want the
them.
sponsorships. Look at all that. It's just a bunch of McDonald's stuff. Like a little kid put stickers on this hat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm out. But I guess if we want,
I'm not a big fan of the hat, but I do like the jacket.
Get Keon a gift, we'll get him the jacket.
If I was going to buy a T-shirt from a fast food restaurant, it would have been one of those classic In-N-Out burger T-shirts. I love those.
Yeah.
Always got one of those cool classic cars in there.
Right. So, well, whatever. I mean, there will be people who will buy it and love to support Bubba Wallace, but it's going to pass. 888-368-1580. Let's get caught up on the text line. Prison Wallet says, I, for one, think that being a professional athlete should make you ineligible to play in the Olympics. Yeah, I kind of like that idea too. I've always felt like it should just be the amateurs of the sport or the collegiate level players of the sport. What everybody sends, but everybody has to be on the same, the same rules. It can't just be different rules for different people. And listen, there's no point in even trying to have this conversation with the IOC because it's so damn corrupt that they're like, well, we're going to let her go ahead and compete, even though she's doped up 17 different ways till Sunday. And if she wins a medal, we'll just have to wait till after we do an investigation, which will be shady anyways, but whatever.
It's like she failed the drug test. I don't know what investigation needs to be done beyond that because they haven't been this open to investigation for everyone that's failed the drug test. They haven't cared that much about the details in other situations.
I feel for her as a human being, as a 15-year-old girl.
She's just a kid.
But there is a little bit of a there's a little bit of a problem here. The young white woman, she gets to keep competing after they caught her doping, but not too long ago, a young black woman was caught doping, and they sent her ass home, without even a conversation. So
worse than that, they didn't even let her show up.
Right. So,
well, I mean, I can't speak to the race edge of that, but it was an American sprinter. Okay, it was an American. We're talking about Russia, America here, and there's always been that tension between these two countries. And now that the Olympics have been to Russia several times, the reason that Russia, the Olympics team have been sort of isolated out and become the ROC is because they caught Russia doping all of the athletes,
all of them.
Sochi.
And an entire system of doping, like labs and a process whereby
the guy in the
everyone
mascot suit doping.
Just, I mean, wouldn't be shocked.
And yet, Russia still has a presence at the Olympics, which I find amusing and very interesting. So.
And also, I mean, people have criticized the quality of these Olympics and where some of these events are taking place. Like Sochi was a nightmare. People were talking about wild dogs running around in the streets and stuff. Like the Olympics are being held in cities that cannot hold the Olympics, that they're not prepared for it, and it's only corruption that they're being held in the places that they're being held.
Corruption. Patriot Eddie texted in, what's your thoughts about the lawsuit against Remington for the Sandy Hook shooting? Well, first thought is that's not sports. Second thought is it's stupid because it's like I don't want to go down that driveway. I think people should focus on who actually did things rather than other things. But this is not the show for that. Fish Tank says, I absolutely heard the make the bacon. I prefer to call it hide the bologna. I was legitimately making bacon.
Or hide the salami. There's the hide the salami too.
I have heard that one. Yeah. That I've heard.
Fish Tank says, I don't think actual tournament games should end in shootouts. You got to play until somebody scores, he says.
I mean, I kind of agree with that. And I think that's the way the women's hockey team is now. They go to a 3-on-3 type of competition. They take away 2 members on each team, and you go out at 3-on-3. I don't know why they take people off the ice. You know what? If you're deadlocked, let these guys. The strongest team wins.
Yeah, 3-on-3 is a different sport. If you're playing basketball and you go into overtime, you take 2 of the guys off on every team. you're playing a different game fundamentally than the game you've been playing this entire time. But whatever.
Bruno Baller says, hey, isn't there another spring football league going to start up in April, a revamped USFL league? Okay, let me explain something to you. There's only 3 Indiana Jones movies to me. Now, I know that there was another one made and another one on the way. Those do not exist to me. There are 3 that exist. I'm not screwing around with the USFL and the Crystal Skull bleep. Okay, I'm not doing it. You can enjoy that. I am not going to watch because I think it's going to be crap. And I think it's going to go down in flames just like every other one of them. Moist One says 8 teens TV. Sounds like a dream. No, 18, not teens. You creep. Wiggy My Piggy says, Jeffrey, what Randy was talking about was an old 60s poster of 2 pigs getting it on. And the caption was making bacon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Of course, Wiggy My Piggy would know that.
I think I have it. I think I used to have a T-shirt when I was a youngster. I had a T-shirt like that. Yeah.
Wiggy My Piggy also says, I made the mistake and went to the Super Bowl party with a bunch of young kids. So didn't get to see very much of the show because I was too busy explaining who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I think the same drive that propels people like Al Michaels is the same drive that makes it hard for them to give up what's still working. Randy, it's been a long time. Could I please get a cold puppers and please and thank you?
Yes, absolutely. Here you go, my friend.
As long as it's still working, let the guy do what he wants. It's like, as long as Al's not driving into stuff, let him keep driving. Senior Wake and Bake says, look what happened to Dick Clark. It was sad. They had to prop him up. But here's the thing. You would think as a producer, Dick Clark would have known better. It was was really painful. That's not Al Michaels.
Well, but see, here's the problem. Dick Clark was the EP. He was the executive producer. He owned the rights to the show. So, of course, Dick Clark and his wife and his handlers are going to put him on TV. I don't want to see that happen.
Network brass should have said, Dick, we love you. But no, because you're hurting your own legacy here.
Oh,
it was hard.
Somebody should have stepped in for him.
Randy's Chuckle says the original Olympic Village was instituted before Jesus was born. Even back then, the athletes had to live in the village in quarantine for 30 days before competing to ensure they were clean. Granted, they were quarantining against magic spells, charms, semen of Hercules, which was a salad mix that was made of arugula. So, but anyways, yes, a little Olympic fact for you. Thank you. Good Cat says, hey, all. Hey. How's it going?
Hi.
Kiss the Cook. Thank you. Cover the Spread says, okay, dear God. That was too dark. Even too dark for me to read. Cover the Spread.
Wow. That's scary. That's scary.
I'll tell you guys off air.
Wow.
Big
It's
George,
too dark for you, my friend. Wow.
Big George says, wait, are you saying that ski and snowboarding slope next to the nuclear power plant's not a natural place for winter sports? Say it ain't so, Keon.
You mean with all the fake snow they keep making out there? Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying.
Guys, I was making bacon that morning. I'm not trying for any euphemisms like fecal mists, pork and the pig, or pig in a blanket, as Ookla says. I'm not looking for that. Pringle says, okay, Randy, Shake Shack or In-N-Out. Who you got?
In-N-Out.
Yeah, of course. Good Cat says, Randy, don't sound too enthusiastic to say hi there.
Well, see, with Keon and I, it was recently we've had to kind of co-host the show in Jeffrey's absence because of a couple of things. And we would read texts often that would say, hey, you guys. And then all of a sudden, bang. The next thing there would be some sort of slam against us, or your show sucks, or you guys suck, or, we want Jeffrey, or, there'd be some just hateful, hurtful thing said.
I doubt it.
So we just don't know what to expect.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out, I guess. Don't be afraid to say hello. Right?
Howdy.
By the way, who's giving you a hard time so I can whoop their asses for you?
I'm not going to say anything.
You should tell me.
I'm not a squealer.
I'll take them out upstairs and downstairs. I'll slap them so hard and
another
fast. Sound like a round of applause by the time I'm done. Their kids will come out dizzy. Flip them sons of bitches like a cheese omelet. Tell me who it was, Randy.
No.
I'm going to have to scroll back through the text line now. Thanks for making all the extra work for me. Blissful Hayes says, I wish Al Michaels was a delivery driver for Amazon Prime.
Why?
I don't understand that.
So that he would continue to do that
and there you
past
go.
the age of 77? For what reason?
Lost Toby says he's going to Peacock TV or whatever that is. Just wait till TikTok starts streaming. Al Michaels is going to be dancing all over the place.
Oh, boy.
Navy Brad says, Jeffrey, Angel and Winston would like to know the name of your dog. If not, they vote for the name to be Carrier.
Now, the dog's name is A-Hole.
I haven't even called him that yet. I was telling you off air, the dog has two names right now. His official name.
One of them's A-Hole.
Not yet. His official name is Buddy O'Brien. But it turns out this 9-month-old dog, he still has more puppy in him than he originally had showed us. It took him a while to get comfortable. Now his true personality is showing.
Nice.
And when he becomes the puppy, I call him the Beast. The Beast has gone crazy. And he's still such a good dog. He's house trained. He does like to dig up the yard. He doesn't always do what you tell him to do, but he's potty trained and he's a good dog. And I'm working on training him, and it's going along pretty good because he's a smart dog. But when he puppies out, I decided to try to play with him a little bit before the show. I was like, hey, buddy, and I kind of playing with him. He went crazy. Oh, he was running up and down the walls, up and down. I was worried he's going to break his leg on the stairs. He was out of control, and he's like, it's all good. I was able to stop him, calm him, calm. As soon as I took my hands off. So, there's a time where he's the Beast, and there's a time when he's Buddy O'Brien.
See, with Cecil the Wonder Dog, it's not Beast. It's Spazzo.
Yeah.
He gets in that Spazzo situation where he's running around, chasing the cats around up on the wall. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
How old is Cecil?
Cecil is now, oh, dear God, what? 6? No, 5.
Yeah, we should have a play date.
Gonna be 6.
Let them tire each other out. I think they'd have a fun time together. And he's a good dog. He ain't gonna bite yours. Yours isn't gonna bite mine, is it?
Oh no.
Yeah, we should do that someday. Justin Tip says, Keon, I respect that you remain a Commandos fan of the Washington football team, no matter the horror they bring you every single year. What do you think of Kenny Pickett as your quarterback?
I would like Kenny Pickett to be my quarterback. Kenny Pickett's been the guy I've been looking at the entire time. I will say that I have had some, I after the Senior Bowl, I saw, Malik Willis, and he physically is the best quarterback in this draft. He's still raw. And I think that that's going to be a work in progress if you draft him. And I think that, we don't have the team stable enough for a project kind of guy. But if the Steelers get Malik Willis, oh God, that could be potentially a scary football team down the road.
I actually have the draft order, and a little bit later on in the program, I thought we would sort of talk about where people stand and what does this mean to the future? Because we also have all those way too early Super Bowl odds that are out there that you could do really well on if you pick well. So we'll talk about that here in a bit. Chief Skull sending me a picture of his dog, says, this is my beast. It's more cat than dog, how much he sleeps. That's a good boy. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, you didn't name your dog after one of my suggestions? Thought they were both pretty good. Jameson and Guinness. I'd like to give names to dogs that match them, and he's my buddy. Fish Tank says, when the pup turns into the beast, folks call that the zoomies. Yeah, the zoomies. That's a good way of putting it.
I call it Spazzo.
Ziggy says, heading to Navajo Nation tomorrow to finish up some work. I could use a little bush latte if you've got one, Randy.
A bush latte?
I think he meant bush light. I think that voice text might have turned it to latte.
All right, there we go.
Hefty Lefty says, how do you like Carson Strong and his bazooka arm?
He's got a bazooka arm. He's got 2 ACL injuries in his college career. I'm worried about that, and I'm worried about the not his pocket presence, but just reading the field and going through those progressions. He hasn't done that consistently a bunch. There's a lot of potential there, but it's a gamble.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the curse of Mattress Mac and other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Weekends now through April 3rd. Great shopping! A giant crafts market! New shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments.
Non-stop feasting and more.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashers and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
Okay, you're back to dining out, but there's dining and there's dinnertainment. Get ready for an amazing dining experience like none you've ever had at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Book your night of fun right now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
Public service announcement from Summit Male Medical. Guys often confuse erectile dysfunction with low testosterone. They are two different issues with two separate treatments. ED is simply a blood flow issue. Low T is a health issue. Symptoms include lack of muscle mass, gaining a few pounds, low energy, irritability, low libido. At Summit Medical, we treat both because we're experts at both. We've been here in the Valley since 2008. We've treated tens of thousands of patients, not only from here, but all over the country, coming to us specifically. And compare our pricing with others. We are the low price leaders. And combine that with the most experienced staff in the business for ED and PE treatments, and that is an unbeatable combination. We dare you to compare. Please do. So if you're having intimacy issues, please let us show you how we can help you tomorrow if you call today. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. It will be the best call you ever make.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily blender of 1580 99.3 The Fanatic. Arizona's home for sports and also Arizona Sports Betting Station. Speaking of betting, if you're missing football like Jeffrey's been talking about, you can still turn every Thursday into payday with NBA on TNT on FanDuel Sportsbook. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, FanDuel giving all customers $10 back every Thursday. All you got to do is just bet $10 or more same game parlay on any NBA on TNT game. Now, you heard Radio Ron on here. Maybe you didn't. He was talking about the 10-leg parlay that he hit this past weekend. You could put together something, a little smaller. It doesn't have to be as big as Radio Ron's, but the important thing is that you put $10 down on it and you build your parlay. And if it doesn't hit, well, FanDuel's got you covered. They're going to take care of you and give you $10 back. It's really easy to use, easy to register, easy to deposit, and easy to find your bet. I was on there just a couple of breaks ago looking at the Suns game tonight. They've got odds boosts every day and specials, live betting, $10 back every Thursday, win or lose with TNT Thursdays. If you're new to FanDuel, sign up using promo code Randy1580. And that's Randy1580 exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
888-368-1580. Let's get cleaned up here on the text line, and we'll talk about the curse of Mattress Mac.
Oh.
Senior Wake and Bake says, Keon, I will say the opposite of the Washington Walleyes. They stink, man. Jagdog says, wife's dog's name is Lucifer. Jagdog's got a dog in the house named Lucifer.
Wow.
Is that just when the dog freaks out, you call him Lucifer? Or is that like literally the dog's just that's
The name.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay.
Number one Rattlers fan says 24 days until you know what.
Yeah. Good for you. Congratulations. We can't wait.
Till what? Till
Rattlers games.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like next day I have a good bowel movement. But yeah, that's right.
How do you know that?
You're absolutely correct, though, number one Rattlers fan on both accounts, actually. But yes, 24 days until the Rattlers season begins. And let's see. Fighting Wampa says, I heard when a dog goes beast mode, Hugh Hefner used to call that a good first date. I heard those rumors too, and that's as far as I need to hear about it. Just a Tip says, ask Res Devil who his co-pilot is. I bet it's Kim Kardashian. I have no idea the hell you're talking about, Just a Tip. That's Twitter. Res Devil doesn't text in here. Randy's Chuckle says, my wife tells me the masters in The Handmaid's Tale are called commanders. Seems fitting. Dan Snyder was allowed to use the name for a team that historically denigrated women. Time for Keon to change teams.
Okay. Dan Snyder's not alone. Like the reason why Dan Snyder continues to be an owner is all of these owners have baggage. I just read a story about how Jerry Jones settled with a bunch of cheerleaders.
Couple $1 million.
Yeah.
Not because he did something. So a guy works for him.
But yeah, upper management. And
who he never fired either.
Yeah, because he knew. So I mean, like it wasn't important enough for him to fire the guy once he found out he was a scumbag. All I'm saying is all of these owners have baggage, but Dan Snyder has been particularly dumb with his.
Most of the NFL owners are scumbags. Now, I'm going to say that Michael Bidwell, as far as we know, seems to be an upstanding citizen. His dad, who not great at running a team, was a good man. And he himself seems to be a good man. I know that not every team has a dirtbag owner. Most do. And I stand by that. Number one Rattlers fan says, you remember what Steve Martin's used to call his dog in The Jerk? Oh, yeah. I don't call my dog that. Cheese Skull says, Vikings have a Super Bowl winning head coach now. Time for Minnesota to go to the Super Bowl. Woo! Might want to pump the brakes on that a minute, but all right. I want to talk about the curse of Mattress Mac. So we heard the other day he lost a crap ton of money. And I mean a crap ton of money. A ridiculous amount of money on his Super Bowl bets. But they always say, well, that's tempered by the fact he runs these promotions for his whole mattress store. And that's what it is. It's like, well, if you do this, then this. And if I do this, then that. And he breaks even, all the way. It's never like it's coming out. He's got like $300 million in the bank. So these things don't really affect him that much, but still, does it make you like him or does it make you dislike him? I'm kind of leaning towards dislike because it's like you're making these ridiculous bets. And I'm thinking, I'm going to bet I could go on foot in any direction from his Texas mattress store and find some homeless people. And so when I think of that stuff, I'm like, come on, man, maybe do something better with that money. I get it's some sort of advertising thing, but it just kind of hits wrong with me. Now, maybe that's just me. Maybe other people think, you go, cowboy, get that money, or make those bets. That's awesome. But does it bother anybody but me?
No, it bothers me. I was thinking the same thing. It's just hard to wrap your mind around that. There obviously is a homelessness problem in Houston, where he is. So it's not like there isn't something that can be done with that money. And it's not like he doesn't help people in the community too, but you could help more if you were to put that money there. So I'm not going to tell him how to spend his money, but
fair enough.
It does bother me. It does bother me a little.
Not great on the old optics, but then you look at it and you realize he's not very good at betting. And now what people probably need to be thinking about is, please God, don't let him bet on my team. Because let me take you down the driveway. Let me take you down the trail of the Mattress Mac curse. In the 2019 World Series, he lost $13 million after the Astros fell to the Nationals. Then in the 2020 playoffs, he tried to come back. He threw $1 million on the Texans to beat the Chiefs. And after Kansas City won, he bet the same amount maybe the Titans will take out the Chiefs. That didn't happen. After he lost that, he kept putting down some money, put another $1 million on the 49ers to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So bam, 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 million gone, million gone, million gone. The 2020 World Series, Mattress Mac didn't have any liabilities after saying, I'm not going to run any promos, but I am making this bet. And he threw down 10 grand, since there was no promos on it. He would have got $300,000 if, his Astros had beaten the 30-1 odds, but nothing because the Rays won that one. Now, here's a win. He did win on Super Bowl 55. After using some of that money, he bet $3,460,000 on the Bucks to cover the spread against the Chiefs. Tom Brady did that, and so he got himself $2.7 million back. Okay, so there you go. After that, no wins. 2021 March Madness. He had the Houston Cougars, and but he put some money on somebody else. No, I'm sorry. He didn't have the Houston Cougars. When they got to the tournament, he put money on that team. Yes, he did. He put money on them at 9-1 to win the entire thing. There goes $1 million out the window. Kentucky Derby. He said, hey, essential quality. How about $4 million bet on that horse? Well, Medina Spirit won that one. It just keeps going. Let's see.
I don't think you're describing a curse. You're just describing a guy that can't bet right.
No, but think about it.
A real loser.
Hear me out, though. Some of these, it may have had an effect. Mattress Mac put $1.2 million on Alabama to beat Georgia, and that didn't happen. Let's see. The next Super Bowl, he placed $700,000 on the Titans to win it all, and that didn't go well for him. Then $2 million on the Patriots to win it all. None of that happened. And then, of course, he had this last bet. Here's how much money he's lost betting. $40 million. He has flushed. Oh God,
choked you right up.
$40 million.
It kind of goes back to our previous point where it's like that $40 million could have helped somebody.
Can I say
because it didn't even help you.
In 3 years, he has pooped away $40 million. Every time he picks a team, they lose except for one time. Now I hear what you're saying. Well, maybe that just means he's a bad bettor. Well, also, if you are, a team and you hear that Mattress Mac has bet on you, there goes the day.
Because you automatically lose, or
pretty much.
I will say the three that feel like a curse is actually, did Mattress Mac bet the Chiefs into a Super Bowl victory? Because the Texans were up the 21. They had that 21-point lead that they blew, and then the Titans were up. And then the Chiefs came back and beat them. And then the Niners were up and the Chiefs came back and beat them. Those three definitely feel like curses because of just that the Chiefs had to come from behind. But that's also how the Chiefs are. So I don't know. You combine it all. There's some of these, it just looks like he should have known not to bet a certain way. Astros and Rays, the Rays, that postseason, it feels weird that anybody would have bet the Astros going into that World Series. Some of these just seem like bad bets.
Where this feels wrong is if he loses, Vegas gets the money. If he wins, he gets the money. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, how is this helping the people? Some people might get some deals on their mattresses, in this equation, but really, all of this just continues to make Mattress Mac even more rich. So I don't know. Kind of rubs me the wrong way. Somebody tell me how this could feel better. How does this feel better?
I don't think it can.
Yeah. Just story of a rich guy blowing his millions.
Which that's a lot of rich people.
Listen, here's the thing. I might blow some money. Let's say I won a $500 million lottery. I am going to blow some money, but I'm also going to help some people. But yeah, I'm going to blow some money. and putting up billboards strategically to taunt people in my that come through my life
on your hate list.
Yeah, I'll make sure there's several billboards of my face saying something directly to them in the neighborhoods they live in. Here in the valley and maybe other places, just for fun. But then people could say the same to me. Well, you could have donated that money. Like, yeah, guess what? I just did. Bam! I just donated the same amount. In fact, more money to something else. Yeah. So I get having fun with the money, but this $40 million that goes into the hands of Vegas. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's his money. You can feel bad all you want to, but the bottom line is, unless he has that same conviction, guess what?
God bless America.
I hope it helps us realize when we have a little something extra that we might extend a hand rather than think inward towards our neighbor. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up a mattress store very close to Mattress Mac. I'm going to put up billboards saying, I'm going to discount all my stuff by $40 million to help the people of this community because Mattress Mac is the devil. I'll put that sumbitch out of business.
Wow.
All right, got to take a break. Back more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss. We all know what New Year's resolutions are, right? Now, New Year's resolutions don't have to start on January 1st. We got a long year, but let's not wait any longer. If one of your resolutions was to trim up, lose a couple unwanted pounds, feel a little better in your own skin, I've got the company for you. It's called Valley Medical Weight Loss. They've been in business in the Valley for over 10 years. 3 walk-in locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. No appointments necessary. Simply come in when you're ready to start your weight loss journey. I've got a way for you to get your first week absolutely free. It's normally $31.95 per week, but if you mention Money Radio, you can get started losing those extra 15, 20, maybe more pounds. Don't wait any longer. You can call 602-441-3305 or go to their website, valleymedicalweightloss.com. No upfront fees, and your first week's on us. Give it a try, valleymedicalweightloss.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy. Look at these guns white. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And I was surprised that as soon as we were done with the segment, a lot of people had a lot to say about the Mattress Mac curse. And of course, I was saying it just seems like he got all these bets wrong. So if he bets on you, well, dear Lord, you're probably not going to win. But then Randy thinks, it just means he's a bad bettor. Well, that's probably right. Whatever the case, but
who said that?
Randy White.
I said that he's a bad bettor.
Yeah,
you
said maybe he's a
might have
bad
said
bettor.
it, but
thought it was Keon that said. I just said
you guys
it's
sound so
unfortunate.
much alike. In fact, you look so much alike. I have a hard time figuring out which one of you is which on the screen here.
You know, when we're at the gym and we're playing pickup basketball, Keon and I mean, we've really got this chemistry going. So yeah, I can see why. Yeah. Yeah.
Blissful Hayes says, you have zero right to judge how Mattress Max spends his money. Absolutely none of your business. But it is when he makes it my business. When he publicizes these things and makes it parts of promotion, I'm allowed to look at it and say, you know, and listen, I admit it. I'm not completely reconciled with my own thought processes because I agree. It's not my business what anybody does with their money. But I can have an opinion on it when it's publicized at me.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying.
Wait, is that Randy or Keon talking?
It's Keon.
Hi.
Yeah, Keon Rose, 1580 Fanatic. It's totally fair to say that money could have helped some people. That's not the same thing as telling him how to spend his money. Mattress Back can't hear this show, but it's true. It could have helped some people.
Bruce Allen can.
It's just a fact.
Yeah,
that is true.
Blissful Hayes says maybe Mattress Max gives millions to charities. Well, I hope he does, and if he doesn't, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not. Listen, I guess it's my reaction to seeing it. You know, if it comes across as judgment, well, then I guess that's bad on me. Good Cat says, what caliber are those guns, Randy?
Yeah, the biggest caliber you can imagine. Bam! Look at that.
Go ahead, flex. Let's see you flex.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't. I got a bad wing ring.
Hefty Lefty says, I'd be interested to look at his business taxes, see if he tries to deduct the wagers as advertising expenses, because you know all the publicity he gets for making these bets drives business. Yeah, I think that's illegal. I could be wrong. Big George says, I hear Mattress Mac has bet some money on U Arizona to win the NCAA men's basketball tournament next month. Nice knowing you, Arizona.
That's over. Yeah,
that would be hilarious. Randy Stuckle says, why do I picture Eric as a homeless guy? Hey man, spare $1 for a bet. Donnie says, who's the worst better, me or Mattress Mac? By the way, Auburn by 13's a lock tonight, boys. I don't know. Well, Donnie, all your posts are of damn it bets. You show your bets and then it's followed by damn it. So I think scale, you're probably equal as far as but as far as money goes, he's got you beat
by a lot. I was gonna I agree.
Unless there's something about Donnie I don't know. Fish Tank says Astros, Rays, aren't they both in the American League?
Mm-hmm. But they had to play the ALCS, and Mattress Max put an enormous bet on the Houston Astros to win the ALCS.
Yeah, I was rattling through those. I may have read something wrong.
I think I was the one that actually said World Series. Yeah, ALCS.
Fed Fan says that mattress dude needs to call 1-800 next step.
Yep.
Yeah, he does. Or he doesn't. I don't know. This all might be 100% calculated on his part. And that's what the Hefty Lefty is saying. Yeah, he's calculating what he's expected to make in the sale, that he's going to run concurrently with the bet. Then he bets what he would. It's a hedge, that expected loss. And I guess he would have lost more money on the sale than if he wins the bet. But Pringle, yes, also says 1-800 next step. He totally needs this. Kiss the Cook says, the best thing about Al Michaels is if he moves over to Prime, he'll come with his own embalming fluid. What? That was just mean. I don't even know where you're going with that, but
his own embalming fluid.
I think. Can you buy embalming fluid on Amazon?
I'm pretty sure you can.
Hold on, gonna have to find out. Let me bring up my thing. Here's my account. Embalming. Oh dear Lord! It started finishing. It finished it. Oh my God! You can buy embalming fluid. Oh, and some cups that say that too. Some coffee cups that say that. You can get 37% high purity formaldehyde, some methylene blue, I don't know what that means, but then there's a big old bottle of denatured alcohol. So and then it looks like a classroom dissection kit. Holy crap, Randy.
Always my favorites.
So I guess that answers that question. Al Michaels will not need to bring his own. President Wallet says, yeah, I think people can spend their money however they see fit. With that being said, I also believe that excessive waste, when you have the ability to do so much good, is frustrating. Navy Brad says, just heard Deshaun Watson wants to play for Minnesota. I say no way. Yeah, that was there's two teams that he's thinking about. One of them is Minnesota. And what's the other one that has no extradition treaty? Because that's what he needs. Third team that won't extradite. I had that story, but it was deep in my pile here because I don't care about him.
All 32 teams play in the U.S. So unfortunately,
no, except for D.C., which is not really a state.
But it is still the United States, though.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Of course it is.
Is it?
Semantics. Yeah. We agree to disagree.
I don't know.
It's part of America. Yeah.
The Jet wants you to know that you have to have a license to buy embalming fluid. The FDA tracks it. Why do you know this?
Jets.
No reason.
Scratch Me Because says Mattress Mac, the National Problem Gambling Helpline operated by the National Council on Problem Gambling, NCPG, is available to you and can be reached by phone, via text, or at 1-800-522-4700. The National Helpline is confidential and available 24 hours a day. Mattress Mac. Fighting Wampus says, hey, Randy, can I get a shot of embalming fluid, please? I just want to be the first one to say that. Just give him some whiskey. Just give him some whiskey.
Okay.
Cowboy Sparky says, mattress dude, it's not math. It's just magic. Oh, boy. 888-368-1580. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about just some random NFL stuff, shall we? Let's go down the miscellaneous NFL driveway. We're not bringing up the Super Bowl, but there was one thing that I saw a video of, and I'm just like, good for that kid. Remember the Bengals kicker, Evan McPherson?
Yes.
Turns out he stayed on the field and watched the Super Bowl halftime show instead of going to the locker room for the rah-rah pep talk.
Well, I mean, he's a kicker. So.
Right. At first, you're like, dude, go be with your team. And then you're like, yeah, but you're not really a football player. So,
yeah. How many times are you going to be there in the Super Bowl as a kicker?
Right. So he's just like, the hell with that. I mean, they need me. I'll kick. What more? I don't need to be involved in any of the planning or.
I mean, we're talking Snoop Dogg and Dre here. I need to see these guys.
He's like, once in a lifetime chance to see this up close right here on the field. Yeah, we're not going to win this anyway. So I'll stay here.
and look, it didn't come down to him because I will tell you,
didn't.
If it did come down to him and if he had missed,
that's all you hear about.
Yeah, you would just catch hell from now until next season.
Well, good thing it didn't, but you can't blame him. It's like, I mean, he's probably sitting there going, they'll never notice I'm not there. Bruno Baller wants to know if we're all invited to Randy's 60th birthday party, which he believes is not too far away. No, Bruno Baller.
No,
you're not.
No.
Just a Tip says, is Mattress Mac getting his money's worth in that free advertising? Yeah, he did. I think he does. Does he donate a shitload of money to Houston-based charities? Yes. Okay, well, that's good to hear. Is he a crazy old rich bastard trolling for a Anna Nicole Simpson lookalike? He says, I would be. Well, just a tip. Who knows? Maybe he's trolling for a young fella. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not judging. Let's move on to the next one. Jamar Chase at the end of the season there. This is amazing. Between him and Cooper Kupp, this is astounding numbers. And I guess maybe that extra game helps these numbers. But even without that extra game, counting the postseason, Jamar Chase totaled 106 catches, 1,823 yards, which is an all-time best for a rookie. Peel off the extra game. Let's pretend he got 100 yards in the last game. Even at 1,723, the previous rookie yardage record, 1,500 yards. So even if you take away, say, one game of 100 yards, he still absolutely blew this out of the water. And that record of 1,510 yards was set by Bill Groman in 1960 with the Oilers. So That, I mean, his is amazing too, because weren't there less games than 60?
Yes, I think there were 11.
So that's, I mean, puts them probably on par, but still, just the fact that Jamar Chase in his rookie year and has that kind of chemistry with Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These Bengals are going to be back as long as they take care of that O-line.
Exactly. You just really want to see him go out in the draft. I mean, Keon, I think you would agree. You want to see him go out in the first round, second round, third round, offensive lineman, just the best guy on the board, and bring these dudes in. And in free agency, offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, get some guards. Go get some guards.
Yeah.
And this is the draft for that. This is a very good offensive line draft. So,
do you think
perfect.
that anybody ahead of the Bengals in that division is going to be like, we'll take that guard? we'll take that guy. Just to stop the Bengals from getting good guys.
I am sure there's some of that goes on. I know in baseball, there's a lot of these, what do you call them? Blocks. They can, like if the Dodgers didn't want the Diamondbacks, let's say the Diamondbacks were perennial winners and they were always rivals of the Dodgers. And we were going to get some young stud pitcher via free agency or trade or something. The Dodgers could throw a block on that. I don't know if they can do that in football. I don't know if that can happen in football or basketball.
And draft capital is so important. Using a pick to stop your division rival from getting somebody when they might find find somebody just as good, find a gem in the next round, and you just use the pick you can't really use as well.
Yeah.
And I just don't see that necessarily happening, though. The Browns could potentially take an offensive lineman legitimately, and could the Steelers.
Up yours, Bengals. Hefty Lefty is telling us the Bengals are in top 5 in cap space. They're primed for a good offseason. Guess who else is? Now, there was concern about it, but if they redo some deals, the Rams could create more than $70 million in cap space. There's some simple restructures here, a little work there. Between 60 and 70, they can pay the guys they need to pay, keep the team intact, maybe bring in a couple more weapons for that offense, a couple more guys for Stafford to throw to. I know they're definitely going to need some tight end help. Or of course, some of their injured players can get better too. But between the Rams and the Bengals, feels like they should be in the hunt. The other day we were talking, it was like, well, the Rams are going to have all these guys to take care of and pay. They're going to go down the toilet because they can't do it. No, totally. They can do it as long as they can rework some deals.
See, my question with the Rams now is number one, top of the list. Do they bring back Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah, I think, well, as long as he comes back all right from his injury, I'd say yes.
Keon?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, their offense really did look good when they had Deshaun Jackson in there, and then Jackson, of course, forces his way out, and then they sort of replaced him with Odell, and he immediately was impactful for them because he's playing that deep role, and that actually helps Cooper Kupp a bunch because he
pulls some people up. Yeah, pulls some people up, and then it leaves in the middle where Cooper Kupp likes to work.
And also, do you think Andrew Whitworth, does he call it a career? And what do they do at left tackle?
Yeah, in your theory, what he should do is put on some slippers.
Now, come on. I just said that about Al Michaels because I don't want to see a national treasure come back and look terrible. That's all I said.
I think he'll know in training camp if he decides to continue, if he can keep going. But I feel like Whitworth has already kind of made up his mind that he was going to go ahead and retire, especially if they win a Super Bowl.
And he's done everything you can do as a left tackle.
Oh, yeah.
Once you add the Super Bowl on top, there's nothing else for him to do.
So as defense, 99,
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
But Donald's
he
younger. He's closer to his prime. Whitworth is still playing at an incredibly high level, but Whitworth is much older. And
isn't he 39 or 40?
He's 40, isn't it 40s? He's 40.
I thought he was 40.
So Aaron Donald, if he feels like he wants to keep going, he can still operate at a high level. Von Miller is probably not going to go anywhere. All these guys can get deals. And here's the thing. It's always that lure of another ring. So these guys will let you work their contracts and able to solidify the team and bring in more of what's going to be necessary to win that title again next year. So I really don't see the Rams having any problem. And Odell Beckham Jr., if he comes back all right, I don't like him. Not even close. And to be honest, regular season, he didn't exactly come as advertised immediately, but he started to get settled in. And again, that's also getting settled in with a new team. Yeah, like him or not, this is a guy who, look at that, right before he got hurt, touchdown. So, yeah, I think you do absolutely continue with him. You continue with everybody. Was there any weak spot on the Rams? Really? I think they could use one more good receiver, another target.
Defensive secondary. They had to bring in Eric Weddle.
Yeah, if we're talking safeties,
fair enough.
They could stand.
But the guys who are injured will probably be okay by next year, right?
Yeah, they'll probably be all right, but you could still upgrade it. That's still not a position that was particularly strong for them. Yeah, I mean, there's in the NFL, there's always something to upgrade just because people are getting older. And by the way, Andrew Whitworth, he's 40. And Aaron Donald's 30. Just the fact that Aaron Donald is basically capped off a Hall of Fame career, can walk away right now and be a first ballot kind of guy is insane.
I think he needs to stay longer to be first ballot. I mean, listen, if he got hurt and then he was done, everybody'd say, "Oh yeah, first ballot Hall of Fame." But I kind of feel like I'd like to see some more years out of him at a high level.
He hasn't talked about leaving at all, so I don't think that's necessarily on the table. I think Aaron Donald will be there for at least 4 or 5 more seasons.
It was pure speculation at the end of the game there. That's what NBC was saying. Is this it for Aaron Donald? He never said anything like that. But Randy, the guy's got nothing else to prove.
Yeah, but still, he get me another ring. I mean, listen, these guys we look at it from the outside a certain way, but them on the inside is probably like, I'm going to keep playing the game I love until I can't anymore. And if I am at a high level now, and I just finally got that Super Bowl ring, you know what? As long as I'm still okay to go, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. And, so us saying, well, they should do this before they go out on a bad note or, it's really not up to us. And it's up to them to decide how that works. There is a point where you see a player where you're like, you probably should stop. The train has left the station there. Sorry, it's over for you. But right now, Aaron Donald still operates at a high enough level as one of the best that ever played the game. I'd like to see some more years. Randy's chuckle says, wait, the upcoming draft is great for offensive linemen? Terrific. Keim's going to draft the worst one first.
Well, I mean, he does have a history of drafting the worst offensive linemen on the face of the planet.
It's been suspiciously quiet from Cardinal Town, hasn't it? If anything was going to happen, wouldn't it have happened by now?
Well, you would think so, but nothing's going to happen, and they have to work it out with the little emperor before he strolls off and does something else. So, I don't know. I'm kind of disgusted right now with my Cardinals. Kind of disgusted.
Hefty Lefty says the Rams are going to need help over the top to cover for Ramsey if he keeps getting smoked like he did Sunday.
Oh, he got burned so many times.
Could have been just a bad game for him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so take away the 75-yard touchdown face mask. And that was not a great day for Jalen Ramsey,
right.
But I wouldn't say that was a day where he got smoked. No.
Fed fan says, as a Cardinals fan, I am more than happy to watch Aaron Donald retire. Yeah, every quarterback in the league agrees.
Yeah, no kidding.
And before we go to break, I guess they had the Super Bowl parade today. I guess LeBron was upset because they didn't do what he said that they should do. But the GM for the Rams was wearing a T-shirt that says "F them picks," but it said the full word, like loud and proud.
It had his own face on it, and it because it's a it's a reference to a Michael Jordan meme.
Yeah, I know, but still, those kids. But this is like that just shows a lack of class. You got families and people coming out there to watch the parade, and I know he took some heat for trading off those picks for some of these players and stuff. And now he's like, haha, I'm getting my chance to gloat. But maybe how about them picks now, or just anything else? Why you got to do that? Why you got to drop an F-bomb on a shirt as you're on a parade waving at kids and people? I don't know. I just didn't find that very classy.
That's probably fair.
Wait, on second thought, F them kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Phoenix Suns are considered co-favorites to win this year's NBA championship. The Suns and the Golden State Warriors are each paying out at plus 460 on the money line to win it all. They have the best odds. They're followed by the Milwaukee Bucks at plus 550, the Brooklyn Nets at plus 600, and the Philadelphia 76ers at plus 650. The Suns are in action tonight. They play host to the Houston Rockets. Suns come in on a 6-game winning streak. Phoenix favored by 15.5. The over-under at 234. The Warriors also do play tonight. They're favored by 5.5 against the Nuggets. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Have you started your New Year resolution to lose weight you put on last year? This is Stephen McCollum, host of the main event here on The Fanatic. If you're like me, it's hard to start your New Year's resolution to lose those unwanted pounds while we're having football playoff parties every weekend. I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. I get it. There's too much going on to lose the weight you've been saying you're going to lose. But visit one of their 3 Valley locations to find out how fast the visit is and how affordable it is. They take walk-ins, and if you mention The Fanatic or Money Radio, your first week is free at Valley Medical Weight Loss.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Weekends now through April 3rd. Great shopping, a giant crafts market. New shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments. Non-stop feasting and more. The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
Distracted driving is dangerous, Arizona. When you pick up your phone to send a text message, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to take a call, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to check an email, you're putting lives at risk. And now, when you pick up your phone while driving, it's also against the law in Arizona. Don't get a ticket. Don't pick up your phone. Sponsored by Arizona Chapter, National Safety Council, and Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports. Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tonight, 7:45 p.m. You got GCU on the air playing California Baptist. Then, of course, on Saturday, they come back at 5:45 p.m. to play New Mexico State right here on 1580 The Fanatic. Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, Keon, your expansion Washington will not blow chunks of chowder. Hey, maybe you should try the Patriots. They suit you. Why do you think the Patriots suit Keon?
I've never been to New England. I'm not from Boston. I had one friend from Boston, and when I first met him, I hated him, and we became friends over, pickup basketball eventually.
From Boston.
But I got no real connection to Boston. Why would I root for any team I don't have a connection for? Like if I change teams,
that's a good point.
The Cardinals, who are now a team I root for, would be my main team because I live here now. I'm not
another good point.
I lived in Tennessee, but so there's Titans, but I'm not going to root for a team in a city I've never lived in. So
I feel like it's 3-0 Keon.
Yeah.
I
feel like we have to stop trying to figure out stuff that Senior Wake and Bake says.
Yeah, I agree.
The Jet says GCU's playing at 7:30 tonight. Surprised you guys are still on the air. Well, it's 7:45. We're taking an hour off early.
Right.
But yeah. So.
Right. That's a good point. Yep.
So I have the NFL draft order right here, and I've highlighted some things that are interesting about it. Washington football team has the 11th pick. Is that going to be a quarterback, even though this is not a great quarterback draft? Or are you thinking your team's going to do something else, Keon?
I think I get the feeling it's going to be a quarterback. It's not a great quarterback draft, but that's exactly where you would take a quarterback, because then you would be taking one of the first quarterbacks off the board, either first or second. If you're picking 11, the Panthers at 9 are really desperate too. So that they may end up taking one of these guys off the board as well.
Panthers are at 6.
Panthers are,
they're at 6th pick. It's right here.
Okay,
on the paper.
Then I got it confused there. But they're picking in a spot where they could potentially take one of those quarterbacks too, and it wouldn't be ridiculous.
Well, Jaguars have the first pick. They don't need a quarterback. Lions might need a quarterback. Goff is an investment, but he's also, a bad one. Texans might need a quarterback. Jets. Who's still quarterbacking for the Jets? Not bobblehead Sam Darnold.
No, it's Zach
Wilson.
Oh, that's right. He's horrible. The Giants don't need a quarterback. Panthers do. You're right. So there's 2 quarterbacks at 3, 4, maybe. There may not be anybody good around even when you get to pick Keon.
No, there'll be. Trust me, there'll be a quarterback available, because
there'll be a quarterback. I said a good one.
No, it'll be one of the first couple of guys. At 11, we're not getting multiple. This is not a draft where we're getting multiple quarterbacks in the top 10. It's not happening. We're getting maybe one.
Okay.
Maybe.
I see what you're saying.
We should do a Daily Blender NFL draft special on NFL draft day.
Why would we do that?
And go somewhere where they have
I would
beer
probably
on
do
draft, right? And we let Keon carry the damn show, and we just every once in a while crack the mic. But we're drinking draft beers, watching our team, and Keon's doing the heavy lifting. See, you got to go with me on these ideas when they come up with them, Jeff.
All right, so yes, it'll be Keon Rose's
no
football
the
draft
daily,
party.
No, it's got to be the Daily Blender, because otherwise Ron won't send us out.
It's the Daily Blender. Keon Rose does the draft party. While Randy and Jeffrey do a little drinking.
Draft beers. Yeah.
If they have draft whiskey, I'm in.
Yeah. No.
How does that work?
I don't think they have
just
draft
pour
whiskey.
Leave the bottle.
Yeah,
Leave the bottle.
Yeah.
All right. So, Randy, your Arizona Cardinals 23rd pick in this draft.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
I have an idea.
Dear God, I hope it's a
quarterback,
left tackle, or
6'5" quarterback.
Oh my God, somebody.
Well, I'm going to operate under the assumption that they hammer this thing out with Kyler. That's and at that point,
you mean the little emperor? Let's make sure the emperor gets what he wants.
And
the E-Trade baby.
You need another wide receiver. We saw what happened when Hopkins wasn't there. And quite frankly, adding another wide receiver who will be able to take advantage of what Hopkins can do. He takes the double coverages, and now you've got somebody else out there who's really good. I really like Chris Olave, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. That would be really fun to see him as a Cardinal. It would be a really good fit, and you give Kyler another big target weapon. Only, unlike AJ Green, this guy's going to be young and in his prime.
Problem is, he'll be sacked by the time he can get the ball out to him. So. There's that.
Well, I'm looking at who has wealth in this draft. The Giants have 2 picks in the top 10. The Jets have 2 picks in the top 10. The Eagles have a shload of picks. They got 3. That's not bad, but it's 15, 16, and 19. As far as the Bengals and the Lions, we've already found that they can do a lot in free agency. So anything they get here is just icing on the cake. Mike Holtz have no damn picks because we took Carson Wentz on a picks deal. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Well, there's 4 other teams that don't have first round picks for various reasons, but the Rams, of course, they won a Super Bowl by doing what they did with their first round picks. It's great, fantastic. So there you go. I guess it's too early to start thinking too much about this. There's a lot of moves that can be made leading up to the draft that'll affect how people pick in the draft. And deals that'll happen on the draft day. That's going to be this is going to be a fun one. I feel like this one is going to be a hostile. This is going to be a hostile draft. You know what I'm saying?
Really hostile.
A lot of stuff is going to go on leading up to and during this draft. This is going to be, I think, more interesting. Last year, the only thing that was really interesting about it was Aaron Rodgers blabbling about the Packers. And I might retire. I might just leave.
And a little bit of Russell Wilson stuff too.
Right.
Yeah.
There was some Russell Wilson stuff. Yeah.
This time around, though, just looking at the board and what people need and how things go, it's going to get downright hostile. I'm thinking hostile draft is what I'm going to go with. So, but we'll wait on that for later. It's too soon for that. I think we have now the closest to a retirement from football that we're going to get from Larry Fitzgerald. He was doing some show or something or talking to some guy. And he's like, I had a great run. It was fun. I wouldn't change anything. And he doesn't like the word retirement. That doesn't mean he's not retired from football. He's not retired from working or doing something. I'm sure he's trying to figure that out because he said, I'm 38 years old. I'm a long way from retirement, a long way. Yeah, fine. That's great. But it sounds from what he is saying, not going to play football again. I had a great run. It was fun. I wouldn't change anything. And he says, yeah, I played 17 years. I made 1 million connections, was able to do everything I ever wanted to in terms of preparing to be able to make a smooth transition. So this is him transitioning from football to whatever it is he's going to do next. Listen, I get when people try to get cute with the language, but your fans kind of deserve that closure, Larry. Your fans deserve to hear you say definitive, that's it. I am done with football. Even if you don't want to say the word retirement, I am done with football, at least as a player. Whatever happens next, I thank you all for making this amazing life of mine possible, which is, it's everybody. It's the fans, it's the NFL, it's the teams, and of course him by his achievement. But I don't you just kind of feel like it'd be nice just to have that definitive word in closure?
Yeah, I think so. It'd be nice to have him say something to the fans, a bit farewell from the game. But who knows what he's going to do in the game? He could come back as a coach. He's a minority owner of the Phoenix Suns. He's got that going for him. He's got all of his different organizations going on. He's got his. That Larry Fitzgerald's charity food thing.
That's right. That we saw him
where he's at the steakhouse. That's huge for him. So I don't know. I get what you're saying, and I think it would be nice for him to bid farewell to football and to the fans and let them know what's happening. But I don't know that you're ever going to get it.
Maybe, or maybe when he's finally ready to actually let go, then he'll say it. Then
maybe.
There's no window on it. I mean,
I feel like he's let go.
Yeah, but I mean, because he clearly doesn't feel like he wants to say it though. Like there's something stopping him from saying it out loud. He clearly has let go, but when he's ready to actually say that out loud and do it, then it's there because it's nice to have. I personally, as a fan, I don't need it, but it's nice to have because it just sort of makes you feel a part of the process.
Hey, Larry, you're not the Fonz who's really struggling against saying that you were wrong. You're a football player that is adored and loved by millions that would like to hear you say you are retired.
Yeah, and he doesn't like the adored and loved by millions part. It's because he doesn't want to be the idol. That's the sense I always get whenever I hear Larry Fitzgerald.
How hard is it? How hard is it? How hard is it just to say, I'm retired from football, guys. Thank you very much. How hard is that?
Well, if there's going to be a whole farewell thing,
I don't know, man.
It doesn't have to be. We just need him to say the damn words.
It might be hard for him to say it. It might be hard for him to say something that he's been doing since he was a small child. You got to think about that. He has put his life's mission into this since he was just a small child, and he's endured a lot. He lost his mom to cancer. That's a well publicized fact. He worked hard to get through. He's had to overcome some adversity. He played a career on a team that did not win a championship. He was in a Super Bowl one time, but he did not win a championship there. And now he's just kind of easing into the next level of his life. I say let him be. He'll say it when he's ready. I think I'm with Keon on this. He'll say it when he's ready.
Yeah, listen, I love Larry. I mean, I just wish he could just give us all a closure. That's all. Good Cat says, wait, what? 4th hour today? There is no 4th hour.
No.
Not today, not
No.
any other day.
No.
Randy's Chuckle says, my wife can't say she's sorry. Oh, that's right. That's the other one. Can't do it. Scratch Me Because says, Todd McShay has Washington Commanders taking Kenny Pickett at the 11 spot. It looks like fake slide equals big bucks. I have one question.
Well, that and he
I
was
have
the
one
best
question.
passer in the damn ACC, but sure.
I have one question. Who the hell's Todd McShay?
He's draft guy at ESPN. It's Kuiper and McShay.
Oh, I don't listen. I don't care about
He's
that.
taking over for Kuiper.
I don't care about
They do their stuff. I do all the pre-draft stuff. So it's for me, it's every network. I know all the people.
Who's the guy at CBS then?
CBS, I don't know who their big draft guy is. I read because they have like all of their NFL writers do mock
Todd
drafts.
McNaughton.
There you
Todd
go.
McNaughton.
Ian's son, Todd.
But the NFL network has got the Bucky Brooks. No,
I like Bucky Brooks.
Who oddly owns a bunch of truck stops in Texas, by the way.
It's a true story. 888-368-1580. Fed Fan says, come on, Keon. If it's good enough for Solar Boy, Ralph, to switch teams mid-season, it's good enough for you too.
Why is everybody so hot on him changing teams?
I don't know.
They don't
but
want to see Keon hurt. They want to
can't-
see Keon thrive.
I'm
He's
not
suffering.
What it is? I'm not. Look, I'm not hurting though.
Oh, you keep telling yourself that.
No, the team. Look, the team's not good, and so I understand that. It's been a reality of my life, but that doesn't mean that there haven't been great moments and fun times and great meetups with other fans and conversations. Yeah, I've had a great time being a fan of this team. I'd love to see them
other
win.
fans. Do you guys have like a
Support
Washington
group.
football team support group?
No, it's not a support group. It's just
So where do you go on Thursday nights?
No, we just you just meet people on the internet.
Hi,
and talk
I'm
about it,
Keon.
and
I'm a Washington
you talk
Commanders fan.
you talk about if you meet fans like my age. I grew up with Santana Moss and Chris Cooley. You talk about that. Meet fans who are even older, and they'll tell you about John Riggins and
That
Doug
was a hell of a
Williams
band back in the
and
day.
Art Monk.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, I just
Santana Moss and Chris Cooley.
I'm not hurting. I just want the team to win, and
You are hurting.
that
You
would
just
be a
don't see it.
halftime show.
Keon, you're hurting. You are the meme of the dog drinking coffee with the fire going all around it, going, "This is fine. This is fine."
It's just
That's
Everything's
you.
fine.
It's just a game.
That's you.
I watch it. I get passionate about it, and then I do the other parts of my life. I love being a fan of this team.
Hey, Randy.
I don't need to go anywhere else.
What other parts
Yeah,
of life are there out of football?
Not much.
Well,
For me, baseball.
well, the Super
Oh,
Bowl
see, yeah,
just
not this year.
just ended
Yeah,
football
not
for
this year. Yeah.
for all of
Racing.
us.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, there, it turns out Joe Burrow just sprained it. He did not tear it or do anything
That's
to it
good.
that
That
needed
is
surgery.
fantastic news. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Talking about his MCL. What do you think I was talking about?
The MCL. I think that's fantastic
course.
news because it's
Of
just
course, the MCL. Yeah.
you can't have a quarterback go 2 years and have two
No.
separate knee surgeries. That's
No,
not a great
turns
start.
out
Talking about
dirty
knees.
out of this.
Okay. Sorry. All right.
Anyway, so yeah, well, that's good news for the Bengals, I guess. Yeah. So, all right, we are going to take a break. When we come back, more random crap, and of course, on this date in Big George's sports history, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games, sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Last chance from Michaela Schifrin. The Alpine superstar from Vail, Colorado, races in her 5th and final individual event tonight, the women's combined. Schifrin, a 3-time Olympic medalist, has failed to earn a medal so far in Beijing. Her first run of downhill at the Rock Speed Course begins at 9:30 Eastern. The second run of slalom at the Ice River Snake Pit Technical Course at 1 a.m. The fastest total time wins. No surprise, it's Team USA and Canada again squaring off for gold in women's hockey at 11 Eastern. They've combined for all 6 Olympic titles since women's hockey was added to the program in 1998. Canada going for its 4th gold medal, the U.S. gunning for its 3rd. Canada beat the U.S. 4-2 in group play. With this Winter Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. Right now, you can do the complete job and get a great deal when you buy a set of Duralast brake pads and rotors. It's also AutoZone's national hiring event. We're hiring all positions, from sales to warehouse and drivers, both part-time and full-time. Visit careers.autozone.com or any one of our stores. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. And now during the Ultimate Sleep Number event, save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, plus special financing only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for.
I need postcards printed and designed. Oh, and a targeted direct mail campaign.
It's possible at Staples.
I need my presentation printed, bound, and perfect.
Also possible. With Staples Print Big Promise, your small business marketing will make a big impact. And right now, get 20% off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Explore what's new at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 2/26. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
Welcome back to 1580-99.3, The Fanatic, Arizona sports betting station. Beautiful Wednesday outside. Temperatures have been chilly the last couple of days. Been kind of cool out there, but it's been nice, you know, kind of like a spring chill sort of to the air. A spring chill.
Spring chill.
I'm looking at my FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. A lot of NBA games I can. Will you stop it, Jeffrey?
I'm trying to help. I thought it was
looking
awesome.
at my FanDuel Sportsbook app here. Awesome. And lots of opportunities for me to take here. And again, signing up free and easy. Well, not free, but it is free. It's free to sign up and it's easy. But if you use promo code Randy1580, you get some great bonus ideas like this. If you on Thursday, if you bet any NBA game, you place a $10 same game parlay on any NBA on TNT game, they're going to give you $10 back. So you can, what are you going to do?
No, I'm minding my own business now.
Okay. All right. So you can pick your team. I would recommend not your team that you're in love with. I would go with something that, where you can think more generic about it. Player point totals, rebounds, assists, money lines, over-unders, point spreads. You can root for different players. Maybe you're a Kevin Durant fan, and when he comes back, maybe you want to place a bet on him. Or maybe you like the fact that the New Jersey Nuggets. What was it?
Yeah, you're right. This is
Nets. The Nets. That's it. The Brooklyn Nets. That they got Ben Simmons, and you're feeling like this team is on its way up. You can make a bunch of different parlay bets. All you got to do is lay $10 down, and FanDuel is going to give it back to you every Thursday, win or lose, with TNT Thursdays. If you're new to FanDuel, just sign up with promo code Randy1580. And you'll see the options just open up before you. Randy 1580, exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. 21 or older, present in Arizona. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. I mean, there's a bevy of options here, Jeffco.
Oh yeah, tons of options, and it's fun. There's one bet that Fed Fan says she will make, and that is that Ralph will be wearing a Suns hat when the basketball playoffs begin.
I don't believe so, Fed Fan.
Well, once the Lakers are gone, what else does he have? I don't know.
He I don't think so.
Randy's Chuckle says, nice read on the AutoZone commercial there, Keon. And Hefty Lefty says, Keon sounding good on the AutoZone.
That is my voice twin. I've never done an AutoZone commercial in my life.
Well, it's a shame because you could cha-ching, a little bit of that national ad money right there, right?
That'd be awesome.
King Kitten says, last year for the NFL draft, the show you put on instead of the blender sucked. So what they're saying is they really want us to do a blenderized draft show.
Now let's just have a quick meeting. We'll call it the Daily Blender Draft Special. Okay. We've got to find somewhere that there's draft beer and whiskey, and Keon will ride the show, and we'll just chime in every once in a while.
It's got to be indoors.
We got to have free food, and we got to get in a corner somewhere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I absolutely see what you're saying. Maybe we should absolutely do that. Keon, you better study up and be ready because Randy and I are going to be worthless.
I study up every year for no damn reason. That I am a draft
that
nerd.
changes this year.
There's a reason. I'm telling you. Like this
have
is a
been
fantastic
training
idea.
your entire life for our blood alcohol. I mean, for this show. I'm ready.
I'm on board. You don't even have to tell me to be ready.
I'd say we could bring Ralph into this, but he'll be drunk too. Who could we bring into this Daily Blender Draft Show special that can help Keon while you and I and
help
Ralph
Keon
are liquored up?
Well, look, I'll do the serious stuff, and then you guys do what we do.
No, we're going to be on FM. We're going to be on 1580 The Fanatic. This is not going to be on satellite radio.
Yeah, I get that, but you guys do the jokes. And be
jokes.
The fun.
There's no jokes during the draft.
The fun
seriously
drunk.
All I do is this. That's it. And then you announce the draft, and then you break it down. That's all I do.
And I go, ooh, that's what I do.
Up next after this commercial, that's what Jeffrey does.
Yep. I just kind of look at the clock, and I'm like, if I can focus, I'm like, it's time for break. Just come back. Just pick.
Bells, Randy. Bells.
1580 KXPS.
We'll work it out. Just you don't have to worry about me.
I tell you what, the YouTube video is going to be amazing. The Jet says, I can't help Keon as I'll probably outdrink all you guys combined. You can try. Kiss the Cook says, it was emotionally painful to listen to Keon's denial in that last segment. It's like listening to an alcoholic saying he has it under control. I'm a vagaholic, so I know the pain and denial and the grip it holds in your soul, Keon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no grip. I legitimately.
Well, if there's no grip, you wouldn't be a vagaholic.
Well, he said he.
If there's no grip, you're kind of like.
Oh. Oh God. Look, I love my team.
Keon's getting a text from his mom. Oh, I listened just now.
Yeah, look, she hasn't listened in a while, and I'm just dreading the day that she listens, and it'll be the worst, the most explicit version of the Daily Blender. And I'll have to explain my career choices to my mom. And
your mom is a good woman. Listen, your mom is a good woman. And I am pretty sure we talk in so much innuendo, she'll be like, what does this mean? Right? Run a train. What does that mean?
It's very, a very devout Christian lady. She probably doesn't even know most of the stuff.
So don't worry, kid. We got you. Cowboy Sparky says, hey guys, whatever happened to the cookbook for the Fourth Dimension putting together? I'm at work now and I'm hungry. Yeah, we were going to do a cookbook and
no, this is your way out. This is your way out.
What? Out of what?
The cookbook.
Well, I think it'd still be kind of fun to do. but just we're so busy doing other things in COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
We had to bury that one body. This is nothing but trouble right now. So let's move on to something else. We'll call it On This Date in Big George's sports history.
Back in the year 1970, Joe Frazier began his reign as the undefeated heavyweight world champion when he knocked out Jimmy Ellis in 5 rounds. He then lost the title 3 years later, January 22nd, when he lost for the first time in his professional career to George Foreman, the future grill master. Back to me, Jeffrey.
The future grill master. Okay.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Yeah, that was an amazing moment in the sport. Boxing, like I said before, I don't like it when there's judges, but when there is a chance of a knockout, then okay, at least there is a finish line you can achieve outside of that. But I still don't like the judges stuff.
What do you think the judges would give us today, Jeff?
I don't know. This hasn't been a bad show, has it?
I don't know, Keon. What do you think? I mean, we take the high and the low out. We've got to, average the score.
8.5,
8.5,
9.0.
I thought we had a pretty good show today.
Yeah. Yesterday, I think it was like a 9 something. I don't know.
Yeah, except for the Russian
For
judge.
us.
The Russian judge gave us a 4.
Is maybe 4 is higher I should give you because I heard you anti-communist jokes and I was not appreciative of this. Besides, I don't know. You see what for me because of course I'm going to vote for a communist show, the morning show with Bruce Jacobs and their hairspray.
Oh, jeez. Did you just call that a communist show?
I didn't.
Oh,
the Russian judge does. Something's going on I don't know about.
We're already known and we're already pinned as the part-timers on that show. Who gives a crap?
Let's spin the wheel of sports.
Not paid like it.
Really? All right. We're spinning the wheel of sports.
Find out what we talk about randomly next. Oh, okay. So Charles Barkley, is he trying to get a contract? Is he trying to do a thing? Because now he's saying he's going to retire at the end of his contract.
Really?
He says, he's got 2 years left on the contract. And his quote is, I don't want to die on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to die at 62, but maybe he's just talking a lot of talk. You know what I'm saying? Talking a lot of talk to try to get paid more by the TNT.
Well, I mean, it could be that, or he could just genuinely be tired, just want to go play golf every day and gamble and hang out at the house. Maybe that's really what he wants to do.
I'd be sad to see him go, but he's been on inside the NBA on TNT for a long, long time. And
yeah, but is it really work? Look at that.
It's
You've
not
seen
really
the show.
work, but Charles isn't. I don't get the sense he's doing this for the money. Charles is loaded.
Yeah.
So he's doing it as I guess if it's not fun for him anymore, he may just walk away.
Well, Shaq says he's never going to quit. Charles ain't going to be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
We need him. He needs us.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. That's profound.
Yeah. That's that was actually a audio clip of
Spot Damn On. That's what that was. Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of wonder if he's pushing the contract move on this one. Because that show's not the same without Charles Barkley.
I don't get that out of Charles. I don't think he's that kind of a guy. And I think at this point in his career, he just kind of wants to relax.
Charles is the one guy who, works in the media, sits in front of a camera and just gets to say whatever he wants. And he's never in trouble. Yeah. So Charles wouldn't say something if he didn't really think it.
Well, I would imagine he'll stay around. I don't see him actually leaving yet. I mean, that show is still the best basketball show on television. You can't do better than the TNT show. And it's all of them. It's Kenny and Ernie and Shaq and, of course, Charles. But you lose any one of those guys, it's going to lose quite a bit. That's what I think. All right, let's be honest. You can lose Kenny. 888-368-1580. Spin the wheel, Randy. So there's a new Guinness Book, a world record for world's tallest teenager. And yep, he plays the basketball. Let me give you an idea for scale. You know, our own Big George. Big George is Big George because he's 7 feet tall, legit.
Yeah.
And nobody believes this till they meet him. And they're like, holy crap, you're 7 feet tall. And he's like, yes, I am, from way up there. But now there's somebody even taller than him who is claimed world's tallest teenager. At 15 years old, this guy named Oliver, he is 7.5 feet tall.
Wow.
At 15. He's got the record.
15. Can you imagine those growing pains? Wow.
He wears a size 20 shoe. His dad is 6'8". His mom is 6'2". So that probably has something to do with it.
Wow.
But he's playing the basketball. And because of his quick growth, he has to sort of relearn some of his movements to remember to bend his knees, do stuff like that. But he already has it down as a big man. He holds that ball up high. And all these other kids are like, like Kyler Murray trying to get at something. And he's killing it out there. He is looking to be a really great player. So look him up.
Well on his way.
Olivier, it's Olivier Rioux. It's a French name. I don't know how to say it. I think he's from Canada, but now he's in Bradenton, Florida.
It's funny how that happens. How the Canadians go down to Florida.
His voice is like, I'm 15. Oui, si. I am 15. Ho, ho, ho. I am French and 15. Just look up World's Tallest Teenager and you'll see what I'm talking about. Seems like a good kid, too. Big George says, wow, that kid's got me beat. I only have a size 18 shoe. I bet he's popular with the ladies in high school. All right.
Hello.
Big Ted says, hey, guys, I have a question. Now the Rams have won. When do you guys want your lunch? Well, this is a hell of a time to ask. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't know. Soon?
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season?